thought I was the only person that did this, and every impressionist you talk to says that for every impression they do, there's what they call a kicker.
Welcome back.
Not a kicker. It's a kind of gets you into the voice. There's a little phrase that gets you, okay, now I'm in that voice.
Sorry for interrupting there.
That's okay. They have a little, there's a little 2 or 3 word phrase that gets them into that delivery. That's their starter. So with Reed, it's, doggone it.
He has his own plethora of
for sure.
catchphrases, for sure.
I think I'd probably tell you. He has that one. When he's doesn't want to come out and say, well, I'd probably tell you.
Well, we've long since known that tails are not allowed.
No,
you will work those tails
They're
off.
working their tail off.
So we know that's part of it.
Eric Bieniemy's at the end of the day and things like that. Spagnuolo's look at.
Yeah.
Everyone has a little thing that they do, and that's usually impressions are like vocal caricature drawings. You just find the identifiable part and you expand it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's talk a little bit of Royals baseball here to begin. And I think we're clear. I know they won. We're coming off a victory, but we're also coming off just yet another series loss.
Yeah.
Injuries mounting up. Let's talk a little bit about the Jeff Pass and Kylie McDaniel ranking of the top 100 trade candidates, of which the Royals have 9. 9.
That's 9%.
Let's start with this. By the way, you can grab a phone line, Royals, Chiefs, Sporting, KUK State, Missouri, always a topic here in the program, 913-3-810-810, the phone number. Hit me up on the Twitter. It's at Sorenpetro, Sorenpetro. Tell me, is that a good thing? Or what does it mean if you've got 9 of the 100 best? So let's say how many teams do we really think, are in the mood to trade, like as far as, and this is like as in a selling top 100.
Yeah.
This isn't like, this is a really good guy in the minor leagues who could bring a hot return.
Yeah.
These are proven big leaguers that can help a team that's contending largely from losing teams. If you have 9 of 100, in some ways you're like, well, those are attractive players. There's no way you look at it and go, well, this is a good sign for Matt Quatrero.
No. As I said, what it is, it means your team is not in a position to challenge because they don't have 9 of the top 100 players. They have 9 of the top 100 players among teams who aren't going to be in the postseason and who relatively know that. So,
but still, I think the fact that they have 9 of them, or do we think
good? But it's
I guess I didn't count up the other teams.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't think to do that.
Did anybody else have 14? And all these players come from 6 teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of Tigers and Twins in there. I think there's a lot of Red Sox in that list. I saw particularly up high in the top 25. I think they did write-ups on the top 25 and then just listed the next 75, something like that. So I know that I saw a lot of Tigers, Twins, and Red Sox and a couple other teams, but
I probably should have counted that up.
I think 9 means you've got some marketable thing. It's 9 of the 100 to me is the most positive thing you can say about being on that list. And if you're on that list and you only got 3 guys, it means your team's not competitive. You're not going to the postseason. You don't have any marketable talent. So given the fact that they're on the list, you'd want to have a lot of players on it.
I'm going to stay in division. Great radio. Great radio. Hang on, I'm almost there. I'm doing a quick computation. 7-5, 7-6, and 8-6, 8-7. 9-7. Okay, Tigers have 9, Twins have 7. I just eyeballed how many the others have. So I guess that's not as bad.
No. Because you think how many teams overall or on that list is probably less than half the league.
Yeah.
So
if you want to know, we'll go from bottom to top. The trade pieces: Starling Marte at 97, Alex Lang at 87, Lane Thomas At 73, Matt Strom at 69, John Schreiber at 61, Chris Bubich, presumably after showing health, at 42, Daniel Lynch at 35, Seth Lugo at 22, Michael Waka at 18. Got any rubs with that? Anyone too high? Anyone too low? Anyone not on it? Anybody on it that shouldn't be on it?
Well, what struck me is who's not on it, and that's Lucas Ursek.
Lucas Ursek is not on it. Cole Reagans is not on it.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe
If we're going to put Chris Bubich on there, they're both hurt.
Yeah.
So if they're going to crack the list on like, okay, they got to show they're healthy, why isn't Cole Reagans on there? Let me just state again, and I know part of this is I think, I know Jeff, we all know, you listen to Jeff, he's completely wired in. I think it's because he's been told not possibly available. Let me reiterate, that's a mistake. That is a mistake. A for sale sign should be put in front of Cole Reagans.
Absolutely.
And like it, because I want to be clear. I know the idea is like, well, we want them to know that we care about them. Okay, so do they know that now? Oh yeah. Well, how's that working out for you?
Not particularly well at the moment.
Give me the reason why you don't want to shop somebody. And GMs and managers will be like, well, no player wants to hear that his name's being thrown around. Yeah, agreed. And nobody wants to get laid off, but it happens every day in this country. Right? Like how did baseball become the last bastion of we've got to make sure that all of our employees are happy? My God, they are weighted on hand and foot. From the moment they arrive at the clubhouse, the moment they get to the ballpark to get on a chartered plane and sit in 5-star hotels and be driven through traffic with police escorts. I mean, come on.
They're most of their entire life at that point is, get me this. Thank you.
Anyone who can't handle their name being in trade discussions is too big of a, too soft to ever think that they're a piece that you just can't let go of. I mean, I remember talking to a GM once about a player, and I don't want to say the player because you reverse engineer who the GM is, but I'm like, oh, yeah, so that guy, you signed that guy. Yeah, I like dealing with men. And this guy's an adult. He's a man. And I can have a discussion and say, this is what we think of you. This is what you're worth. And if you can get more, I get it. Man, I love you. Want you to be here. But this is the number. All right, let's do it. That was the conversation with a player once and a general manager. He's like, he goes, I really grow weary of dealing with having to coddle everybody and having their agent call me 16 times when we're paying them an exorbitant amount of money and they still can't be happy. So, I think this is the next step. I think this is the next. Are the Royals ready to go to that next step? Right? Because I think when you're always, listen, I understand Dayton Moore's plan, and I do think the fact that they cared about their players and stood behind them and helped them, and Ned Yost took arrow after arrow after arrow for the young Royals as they were making mistakes, in 11, 12, and, early 14.
Early 14.
Yeah, early 13, early 14. They played well at the end of both those years. Did that help? I mean, I don't think it hurt. I mean, I think they truly felt loved. I pointed out Gerard Dyson used to bitch and moan after games all the time about the fans. So he was a pissy, moany guy, even with all their love.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get the idea, but there's another idea. Like, it's not all hugs and cuddles in basic training. Now, this is not war. Let's be crystal clear. Football isn't either. And everybody wants to compare it to that. It's not. But there is an element of a mindset that, listen, you signed up. You want to be a part of something. Mm-hmm. This is how it works. And when you sign up, and particularly when you're paid, there's an expectation. When expectations are not met, there are consequences. One of them might be hearing your name. And listen, George Steinbrenner, big villain here in Kansas City and everything, but George Steinbrenner got sideways with player after player after player, and they won. And by the way, he spent more money. He spent more money than most, but there were other teams spending like George Steinbrenner. And he still won and won and won. He also had times where he ran off his, front office.
All the managers.
I'd be more worried about saying Brian Bridges has got to get off his ass and start drafting better than I would be, well, our pitcher's got to pitch better. Like, I'm more concerned with the guys that don't get the cheers of the fans and aren't getting the check of the superstar. Those are the guys in the front office. Like, I think Daniel Mack and his department, there's clearly a lot of trust in him. I wouldn't want to be throwing Daniel Mack under the bus. I mean, really, it's an organization with multiple teams.
Right.
You know, like it's a just to use the military analogy, which again I know doesn't fit, but it's the easiest way to make this point. It's the United States military, but there's an Army and a Navy and an Air Force and a Marines, and there's a unit within. You know, there are teams within the overall big picture organization, right? And so building some camaraderie around it. I think there's the team of the guys in the clubhouse. That's Matt Quattro's job to manage. You know, and then there's the team that is the front office side of things, the scouts and I think you got to manage them and you got to manage their psyche. I'm not saying everybody should be challenged, everybody should be told that they suck the moment things go south, but I do think there's an element of this organization that lingers from the Dayton Moore era, and that is a want to protect more than to hold accountable. And I think, you know, the accountability is not publicly chastising them, but saying, well, listen, we think these players, they always say, no, we believe in these guys. We believe in them. Okay. And then add this sentence, and they should be hitting better than this. Right? I like, if you can't hear that, you're never going to be that good anyway.
Right.
You show me the guy that went to the plate going, I'm not sure I can do it. Homer number 36. I'm stunned. Never. Never. Nobody ever swing and a miss. My 14th K from the mound. It never happened.
No.
So if there isn't a level of backbone, you know right there, that guy's got to go.
And I think there's the old adage, causation or correlation doesn't mean causation. It's very easy to look back at the 14 and 15 team and think that was the result of the faith that Ned Yost publicly had in a lot of those players. There's no actual evidence that that's what caused it. That had he treated them differently, they wouldn't have had 14 and 15 and been
right.
just as good. So
You're right.
to your point.
To take your point even one step further on that, sorry to interrupt you, but hold your thought and come back, because to your point, I think you could even go a step further and say, well, maybe it would have happened in 12
right.
if they'd have gone to the whip and less of the carrot.
Yeah,
maybe that's where you were going.
That's kind of where I was going. Yeah.
Sorry.
I said maybe it would. That's fine. But we got there. Maybe it would have happened even sooner. Maybe they would have. You know, it would have been 13, 14, 15, and they would have made the 13 season would have been 12.
Again, and a lot of the things that are said public, I think are said for PR reasons. And if you can be like, oh, we love him, we love him. I've mentioned before Trent Green talking after a game about how, oh no, he after an interception where clearly the receiver went the wrong way. Clearly blew it.
Sammy Parker.
Yeah. Have I said his name in the past? I guess maybe I have. Sammy Parker, just brain dead moment. And Trent Green lights him up. You can see how frustrated he is coming off the field, and you can see that it's a heated conversation one way, Trent to him, when they get over there. And they get to the postgame like, hey, Trent, Sammy take the wrong route there, and he cut the wrong way. It seemed like he goes, oh, no. No, Sammy was right where he was. That's a bad throw by me. I just sailed it. And, that can't happen. I've got to do a better job of it. And I was on the side. I was telling Sammy, don't you worry. Because he said, Sammy was a little down. And I'm like, no, you're right. You keep doing what you're doing. I'll hit you the next time. And I'm like, there is no blanking way.
We see it from Patrick Mahomes 10 times a year.
No way that's what happened. Right? But I'm okay with it because that's Trent putting it out to everybody. But in the moment, there was accountability, and the quarterback held them accountable right there.
Yeah.
And so if the accountability goes on behind closed doors, it really doesn't matter what's said to us. And so let me be very clear that this kind of accountability may be happening behind closed doors. There may be statements of like, hey, everybody getting along? Everybody like your teammates? Yeah, well, get ready to meet some new ones. Because if it doesn't turn around real fast, some of your boys here ain't going to be here, or you ain't going to be here. So when we talk about this list, Cole Reagan should be on this list. He's missing. There's no name that I would take off this list. There's some names I'm like, I think Matt Strahm is too high. I don't think the market will view him as a guy. I mean, I think it'll be like, okay, the deadline's here. It's the last day, and we're down to the only lefty we can get a hold of is Matt Strahm. I don't think Matt Strahm has shown enough to be on there. And maybe,
I don't think he's 8 spots. Schreiber sometimes is the GOAT in the bad fashion on this team, but you look at his particular numbers, a team that's looking for one thing. Hey, we want a reliever who can go in and bear down and get, keep right-handed hitters in the ballpark as a right-handed reliever. There's a team that has a use for that. He isn't nearly as useful for the Royals as he would be for a team that just needs one guy.
I also, I don't know that I'd bump him up the list, and maybe it speaks to the depth of 100 players, but I think if you're a team that needs a bat, and you need a right-handed bat, and that they can play the outfield and that they can also play center, I think Lane Thomas looks more attractive to me than that. But, again, I'm not going to ridicule the list.
I think Marte might be a little higher than 97.
Well, I don't.
You don't?
He's got 1 home run.
That's
that's supposed to be his game, is to drive in some runs. I don't. Yeah, the fact that Thomas can play center is where I think, and he is 24 spots ahead of Marte. Let's be clear. I will not ridicule the list unless I'm willing to put pen to paper and give you my 100.
Yeah,
and I'm not doing it, so I appreciate the legwork and the effort and the work that Jeff Passan and Kylie McDaniel put into this, because I think the connections are great. I'm just saying.
But I'm with you on Thomas.
If I were a team and it's like this was a consensus from 10 different general managers, I'd be like, whoa. Well, good. Let's go for Lane Thomas, because if that's the consensus, I can get him cheaper than what I think he is.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be intrigued by him. Would you be intrigued by Michael Wacha up there, that you're paying that he's one of the top 20 players you can acquire? I believe Michael Wacha is a fine pitcher, but I don't think he's any better now. I think Michael Wacha is just a guy that does not get, and he was getting more strikeouts earlier this year, and so that would lead you to believe he's got a new swing and miss pitch, and so now he's even better. But I see Michael Wacha as a guy who's just, hey, every 5th day he's going to give me 6. And if he's my number 3 in the playoffs, we're okay.
Yeah.
But if we're trying to win a world championship.
But if you're set at 1-2 and you need 3, if he's your, as you're saying, if he's 3 a good,
he's definitely going to help you get there. He's definitely going to help you get there, but I think there's a scenario where he doesn't get the ball.
Right.
In the postseason as well.
Right.
I mean, for some of these teams, he may, and it'll depend on the team. A team that's all pitching may be like, listen, we've got 2 aces and 2 other really goods. We just need the 5th guy, so we're not blowing up our bullpen every 5th day. We get him; he'll help us get there, and then that's fine. He can be a spectator most of the time, and he could also be a team that can really hit. That's just outscoring everybody and says, look, we just need someone to keep us in the game. We're going to score runs, and he'll be one of our 3 for sure.
Right.
We get to the postseason. Lugo's trickier, and not just because he's on the concussion thing right now. I just think he's tricky. I think Michael Wacha is the hallmark of his career, other than a couple of years, was kind of he's just good always.
Yeah, he the very low suck factor.
Yeah,
he almost never gets lit up.
Is Daniel Lynch really 35?
I have to look at the other, really expand upon the other relievers on that list. But
and to your point, Lucas Erceg, I mean, listen, and Kyle's I want to say, to Kyle, I was kind of leading.
Sorry.
To Kyle's point, yes, because no one else is sitting in the studio. So when I nodded to Kyle, that was not portrayed on the radio. To Kyle's point about Lucas Erceg, I couldn't agree more. I mean, where is his name on this list?
Last year, he'd have been probably a top 30 name.
I mean, is he not on this list? Well, actually, let me answer my own question. Duh. If Passan's driving around, he's like, why is he not on the list? Because he sucks. Yeah, that's right. You're right. 100%. He's not on this list. If he were pitching better, I think he would be on this list, right? But I'm not so sure that the Royals would put him on this list.
Yeah.
Even if he were performing well?
I think if he were performing well, they'd be like, oh, no, that's our closer.
Right.
That's our guy. We can't. We need him. I need this.
I need this.
Need this chair and this paddle ball.
And this reliever who gives up runs.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah. The Jerk. Put it on your list, Kyle. We're referencing the movie The Jerk.
It's already on there.
Okay. Did you pick up on the reference?
No.
No. Okay. Just want to bring you up to speed. Yeah, but so interesting. I like the list. I like reads like that. I really hope that, Jeff and I had, and I think it ends up being more of a semantic argument. Like, would Bobby Witt be available? For me, everyone would be available, right? And that bristles, and Jeff bristled initially. The cost that I would ask for him is probably a cost that no one would pay. They would say, well, you're gutting our organization. We're a worse organization. Okay, fine, then that's what it takes. Right? I don't think anybody would give me what I would want for Bobby Witt Jr., but I would listen. Because there are dumb people out there. And if somebody would do something dumb, I mean...
Sports are filled and have been filled with general managers and team presidents who shouldn't be in those jobs.
Well, and I'll tell you the other reason why I would listen on Bobby Witt is because if you believe in Michael Garcia, if somebody came to you, would you do... Right now, are the Royals better with Bobby Witt and Michael Garcia, or if they got, let's say, C.J. Abrams? Is C.J. Abrams playing center in Washington? I think he is.
I remember.
He's on my team. He's got outfield eligibility. I mean, he's been out there. He's been in the outfield for a while. I know he's in the outfield. I think he's center field. But, and just, insert good hitting center fielder and quality third base prospect. Good hitting, legit defensive center fielder. Everyday center fielder. And legit top 40 third base prospect in Double-A, ready to make the move to Triple-A.
And be up with the big club in a year.
Yeah. And then a live arm in A-ball for Bobby Witt Jr. Team control of the center fielder for 5 years, 6 years still to go with the third baseman, 6 years to go with the pitcher. Which are you better when you can put Michael Garcia at short? Yeah. Now, like C.J. Abrams isn't enough for Bobby Witt Jr., but you look at their numbers. I mean, C.J. Abrams is pretty good, right? This deal's not going to be offered. I'm just trying to give you this scenario where, like, okay, now I can listen.
Yeah.
Right? And likewise, you've got a shortstop that you can plug in that you feel is he's a Gold Glove third baseman, and shortstop's what he came up with. Well, are you a better team if you now have a starting center fielder and a starting third baseman to go along with Michael Garcia, or are you better with Kyle Isbell and whatever one-year contract you're going to sign with him and Michael Garcia at third around Bobby Witt Jr.? Which one makes you a better team?
It's not a crazy comp. I mean, the Royals have seen.
I mean, there's an argument to be made that we think Bobby Witt is going to 40-40 one of these days, and so we are not going to give up. We don't even think the best. We think the 3 best years of Bobby Witt's career are to come. Okay, then don't move him in a deal like that. Don't do it, but don't be wrong either.
No, but is he going to go 40-40 for a team that wins 72 games? What's
because
the point?
Like that's the one thing that I hear, and I'm going to tell you when you hear it, and you hear it from Jeff. Well, when you have Bobby Witt, you got to do this, right? It's always when you have Bobby Witt, you can't rebuild. Well, why? Well, you have Bobby Witt. Well, if you want to keep him, yeah. Well, you know what? I want to keep him. I want to be worth $1 billion too. Like keeping Bobby Witt, more likely than me being worth $1 billion. But also, let's be honest. If you are sitting here and you think Bobby Witt Jr. is going to play his entire career in a Royals uniform, you're probably wrong. You're probably wrong. And in fact, if he does, it will probably end the way it did with Todd Helton in Colorado, Miguel Cabrera in Detroit, the Reds first baseman Joey Votto in Cincinnati. Yeah. I mean, I've chronicled those contracts. We did it when they were talking about signing Bobby. That most of those deals, by the end of it, the last 3 years, they are an albatross around the neck of an organization. So at 28, you're going to want to sign Bobby to a new deal that he's going to want 10 years on, and the last 3 or 4 years, he's going to be playing first base and going to be robbed of his bat speed, robbed of his foot speed, and you're going to be wanting to pay him at the top of the Major League Baseball food chain. None of those all those organizations sucked at the end of those deals. So to sit here and worry about, well, what are we going to do to make sure we got Bobby Wood Jr.? I would tell you that history would tell you you're sitting here saying, well, what are we going to do to make sure that we got Bobby Wood Jr. and make sure that we suck at the end of his time here? That's also comes with that. So the whole mindset, I know why Jeff and other insiders say it, because that's what GMs say, because they got to keep their job today. Only a handful of them, like Billy Beane, when he was running the day-to-day operations of the A's, have the job security that they can always do the right thing. In Milwaukee, they seem to be handed the complete control of, no, just always do the right thing. And they make deals that don't help them right now, but they clearly keep the machine rolling down the field. And do you think Jackson Chourio is going to finish his career in Milwaukee? I don't. I think there'll come a time where they walk on him. So, you know, they never moved Salvi. Have you enjoyed that? Have you enjoyed the second half of Salvador Perez's career? Has it been worth it to have not gotten more talent in the organization? I don't think it has.
Yeah. When you could have gotten quite a bit.
We all love Salvi. Oh, it's great to have Salvi. Salvi's great. Salvi's great. Yeah, did you go to the game? No, I'm into a game. They lost 100. I'm not going this year. No.
They're 15 under. Why would I go?
But I love Salvi. Like you like that pair of shoes you won't let your wife throw away that you haven't worn in 14 years. No, those are super comfortable. They'll come back around. I love those shoes. They were great. I'm never going to wear them again. I mean, don't get me wrong. But we're not getting rid of it.
But I remember when I really wore them and they were nice.
I mean, so like when I look at this list, I'm like, more names, please. And I get not necessarily that more names deserve to be in the top 100, but more names better be available to the Royals than just these 9. Right? Better be available from the Royals, I should say, for others to trade for than these 9. 913-3-810-810. Grab a phone line. Ted's going to lead us off. 913-3-810-810. You're in the program.
The program with Soren Petro.
I don't like any of that stuff. Most people like it. I don't like it.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
One contractor, all things parking lot. That's been the motto at Gann Asphalt and Concrete for more than 30 years. Listen, if your property needs asphalt or concrete work, Gann Asphalt and Concrete is ready to help. From parking lots and drive lanes to sidewalks, curbs, patching, seal coating, crack filling, repairs, their experienced crews handle all of those projects and all sizes of those projects. Yes, they've done giant projects like the Liberty Memorial. Think about that. Think about that drive. Think about the 2026 FIFA Fan Fest going on right now. Those roads, they did all those roads going all the way up to that, all that area. That is Gann Asphalt and Concrete's work, whether you're fixing problem areas or planning a larger paving project. Gann focuses on quality workmanship, dependable service from start to finish. Great customer service as well. No matter what shape your pavement is in, they can help improve it. Request a free estimate and learn more right now at GannAsphalt.com. That's GannAsphalt.com. Nobody has more experience. Nobody does a better job when it comes to any of the paving, any of the asphalt, any of the concrete than Gann Asphalt and Concrete. For more than 30 years, locally owned and operated, they've been helping Kansas City businesses make a great first impression and a great last impression with their customers and clients. That's right. Don't have them driving into some broken down parking lot when they can drive into a beautiful, smooth lot with perfect striping. Go to GannAsphalt.com today. Gann Asphalt and Concrete. One contractor, all things parking lots.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult.
You listen to the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We're talking about the Kansas City Royals. Put them all on the block, everybody. It doesn't have to go.
Yes.
Everything must not go. Listen, if you wanted to blow it up, I'd be surprised, and then I'd be intrigued and want to hear your reason for why you're going to burn it to the ground. I don't think that's where this team is. But I also don't think they're at a point where it's like, no, we're just trading off these fringy parts for some fringy prospects. I think they need to listen to adjusting a bit of the core mix.
Yeah.
And so that's why everything doesn't have to go, but everything is available. Inquire about a price.
Yeah. Everyone's idea of after the Royals lose a game would be blow it up, blow the whole thing up, but not him.
Yeah, exactly. Not Bobby. I like Bobby. Well, not this guy.
Take him out in the parking lot and blow everything else up, but not him.
You watch the whole 15-team leave except for Salvador Perez. Well, that was it. If they'd kept them all, well, they couldn't. At least they wouldn't. 913-3810810. Ted with a multi-pronged attack today, coming at me with Royals and Rashee Rice, according to my screen. He'll lead us off today. Ted, how are you, buddy?
Well, I'll start right in. I'm good. I'll start right in on the Royals, and then I'll make my final comment on Rashee.
Okay.
I think maybe the only way that they get this organization to where it needs to be is to trade Bobby. If you just go, there's just no depth. And I know we can go down and say that there's guys in A-ball and get some guys in Double-A, but you never know what those guys are going to turn out to be. They just don't have the ammunition to build the system back up and to build the depth. And I hope one of the things they do, I hope they trade into Lynch before he goes south, gets hurt. It seems like it's the royal way to wait till the last minute. And I remember when they needed to move Danny Duffy and he got hurt,
Yeah.
like 5 days before the trade deadline, you
Yeah.
know. I hope they trade Michael Massey. I don't trust him. I never thought we'd get another chance to trade Michael Massey. Trade him. You can't rely on him. I don't think Benny's tradable right now because he's hurt. I don't think they're in a very. I don't think the organization's in a very good spot right now.
I mean, that's a pretty broad statement that we could argue on a lot of different points. Be like, well, what do you mean? I mean,
Right.
they have a centerpiece MVP caliber player at short. That's a pretty good place to start.
Yeah.
They have depth of
I just
pitching.
don't like the depth.
I don't like they do not. They have depth of pitching in the low minors, and they have some depth of big league pitching to a degree. I mean, not depth as in there's 7 starters here. They got 2 guys in the bullpen who'd be starting everywhere else. Not to that, but Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo, they have guys that are not like. I love Jacob Mizorowski. I love watching Jacob Mizorowski pitch. I also assume that he will go the way of Kerry Wood, and that he'll go the way of Steven Strasburg. That it is so nasty and it is so filthy that it is going to be so done so long before anybody wants to believe it that I just. Does he look like Nolan Ryan to you? He doesn't look like Nolan Ryan to me. Does he look like Roger Clemens to you? He doesn't look like. And forget about the steroids. I'm talking about the build and how it works.
That's why maybe I keep Cameron and Kolek.
Yeah,
Kolek looks like maybe a second version of Michael Wacha.
Well, and there's also the price. That it's also like I think one of the reasons why it was amazing and clearly, and I hope JJ feels this way. Clearly, he can sell a little, right? Because he talked coming off 106 losses, was it? He talked Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, and wasn't there a third guy? I know those two, but there was 1 or 2 other guys that came in that. Maybe it was a reliever. Maybe it was really just those 2 guys, and we threw in Schreiber or whoever else was in that mix.
It was Will Smith, I want to say.
Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah, Will Smith, who at that time still was pitching well.
Yeah.
He talked them into believing that, no, this is going somewhere. And so if you've done it once, you can do it again. And I want to make sure that they're not like, well, we can't trade those guys because I don't know if we can find somebody like that. Sure you can. You did it once and you even convinced those guys. Who's the next Michael Wacha? Well, that was kind of unique in the sense that he'd been down a little bit, but he'd had the one good year, but it was in San Diego, so So find that next guy.
There's 29 other teams out there.
I mean, that's the job. And if you shy away from the idea that you are going to be looking for 3 to 5 guys every year, I think in reality, part of what I would offer up to JJ to consider, right, if I were one of his lieutenants is, listen, we kept thinking we had the core, and so we didn't mess with the core, and we've been looking for these pieces to finish it off. And in reality, we overachieved 2 years ago. We certainly overachieved on the injury front, and we should have been looking at that team going, we need more core, and we should have been looking to make a bigger run, or we should have admitted that we're not here yet, and that was great, but let's keep moving at the big league resources to keep stocking the farm system.
They've got an eye for maybe not the superstar pitcher. They got an eye for the guy, the number 3, 4, 5 starters, and but they 2 years ago they relied on, they had those guys and health got them through, right? And now health has come and kicked them in the butt this year, but the problem all along is still when they come up to the plate, and the depth that they have there. And that's where I think they're really hurting, is on that side.
Yeah, I think there and in the bullpen, and I think we're finding out that the bullpen is still just as important or more important than when it was in 2015, that they're squandering all these games at the back end. And whether it's a tie game that goes as a loss or a 1-run lead that goes away or a 2-run lead that goes away, I think the offense is a problem. I think they should be questioning whether or not Alex Zumwalt is the guy to be running the operation. They should be questioning how many hitters they've got and where they should really be batting as well. But I think this team in this year's American League would be much more in contention if the bullpen were better. And I'm optimistic that as the Bridges draft picks continue to advance, we're going to start seeing more starters that don't have a place to start get put to the bullpen, and we're going to see more quality relievers come to this team. And the more of those that they can do, when you don't have to pay $4 or $5 or $6 million to a reliever, when you can pay the league minimum, that's $4, $5, $6 million more to go after a real bat. Okay? And if you got 3 relievers that are making league minimum and they're 2 years away from arbitration and they're striking out 13 per 9, and they're the heart and soul, or at least 3/4 of the back end of a badass bullpen, and then Schreiber is the 6th inning guy, and Lynch is the 5th inning guy, and those guys are up there. That's what a badass bullpen looks like. And then when you have that, you've just saved yourself $12, $15, $16 million. Tack that onto the $5 million you give somebody usually out in free agency anyway, and now you're buying a $20 million player. Now we're getting somewhere.
Well, they need swing and miss guys in the bullpen, and they need another right-handed bat. I mean, they need right-handed power hitting bad.
Yeah,
it seems to me.
Well, they also
they just left-handers just kill them.
They also need, in my opinion, for the team to fit better together. Like they play 2 catchers, 2 shortstops, 2 first basemen. Really, right now, no center fielder.
No.
I mean,
not at the moment.
Lane Thomas plays out there, but Lane Thomas looks more like a left fielder to me. Can get by in right because he's got, plus range for a right fielder.
Yeah.
I haven't seen his arm enough to say where his arm ranks, but, it just, you love Salvi, but you have Carter Jensen. I mean, and you've got Blake Mitchell on the way. Like, what is the solution here? Like Carter Jensen at left, and then Blake Mitchell becomes the backup catcher? Like, at some point, make it fit.
I want him to move Salvi. Real quick on Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
I've been in the truck, and so I've been listening kind of all day. And Matt Lane was on in the morning show with Steven and everybody. A couple things I heard. I heard somebody say that Rashee Rice just isn't savvy enough to handle the media. And then I heard that we got Eric Bieniemy and Chad O'Shea to handle Rashee Rice. And, savvy's a funny word. I'm just going to say, you can't fix stupid, and I can't believe that they're doing all these things for this one player. One thing that I thought was interesting was when they said Bieniemy was coming back, the two happiest guys in the room it was Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey. And both those guys have had run-ins with Bieniemy, but they talked about discipline. And can those two guys not even handle Rashee Rice? Is he that big of a problem?
Well, you've heard me talk about the my guys, right? Herm's theory. It's funny, I was talking about the my guys and Herm's theory to Todd Haley over the weekend. Todd Haley's doing a radio show with one of my guys I worked with back in the day, Zig Fracassi, on NFL Sirius channel. And we were talking about it, and I started down the road of the my guys and Rashee Rice being a my guy and and all that. And Haley was just laughing. I mean, he was like he's like, oh yeah. I mean, he clearly agreed with what I was saying. And yes, you need the character. You need the character guys, and you need the captains of your team, for lack of a better term. And Ted, I'm going to let you go, buddy. Thanks for the call as always. But there's only so much that they can do, right? And you can't fix stupid. But, even somebody who makes all the mistakes that Rashee Rice makes knows this is a make or break year. And so I do get the idea of we've been through it. This is the one year he should put it all into it. There literally is no tomorrow. So are we going to walk away now? But I do understand we're bleeding already. It's the cuts we've taken from the scars we have are not going away now. We've come this far. We might as well try to get the most out of him here at the end. He is the most talented wide receiver we have. I get it. But no, I don't think it's going to be fixed with Rashee Rice, ever.
The program with Soren Petro.
I just answered this question.
I feel like I'm asking a different question.
Well, give me the same answer.
Okay.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
It's engagement season. A lot of people popping the question, you need that perfect ring, right? It needs to be the perfect ring. Do you know Gary Joslin has almost 1,000 engagement rings to choose from? That means no matter where your price point is, Gary Joslin has beautiful choices, unique choices for you to choose from. Not the same cookie cutter ring that you're going to find on the finger of every other woman who's, fiance, boyfriend, what have you, bought that same cookie cutter ring at the mall. No, beautiful pieces of jewelry. Something that will say as much about her as you could possibly do with a ring, right? Go to Joslin's Jewelry. Check out his exquisite choice, his huge choice and exquisite diamonds that he has there when it comes to those engagement rings. Listen, Gary is an expert in jewelry. He's a true jeweler. Being a jeweler isn't somebody who just stands at the counter looking at a bunch of rings that were put in there by somebody else, by some company, somebody out of town. Being a true jeweler is somebody who knows everything about the ring, who selects the rings themselves. That is Gary Joslin. That builds the rings themselves. That is Gary Joslin. And if you need a repair, an appraisal, a true jeweler can help you with all that. It's all these little things. The incredible customer service, right? And the attention to detail. That's what's made Joslin's Jewelry Kansas City's #1 jeweler. Voted #1 by Ingram's Magazine. So what are you waiting for? Get to Joslin's Jewelry. His rings are always going to be more brilliant. Never selling diamonds with black specks. Those black specks are carbon fibers. You're never going to find them at Joslin's Diamond. Only the very best diamonds are good enough for Gary. If he wouldn't put it on his wife's finger, he doesn't have it in the store. So go right now to Joslin's Jewelry. Remember, you can always trade up your center diamond, your diamond earrings. If you've got beautiful jewelry and you just want to make it even more beautiful or a little bit bigger, a little bit fancier, Gary's happy to do that as well. Go see Gary Joslin and his great staff. They're at 95th and Antioch, right there on the southeast corner. You can find them online at joslinsjewelry.com. Joslin's Jewelry, the gold standard in fine jewelry.
Baseball's better from your seat, not the bathroom line. Jeff Montgomery here. If you're taking multiple trips to the bathroom, you could have an enlarged prostate. Miva Medical offers a simple, non-surgical treatment and is covered by insurance. Do what I did. Visit Miva Medical in Kansas City or miva-medical.com.
The deals are hot at Robert Brogdon's Olathe Buick GMC. Save up to $14,000 on new GMC Sierra trucks or get 0.9% APR on all new Buick models. Need selection? How about 400 vehicles in stock? Need confidence? They've got a
as we can here in the program, 913-810-810. Talking some Royals baseball. Don, you're next in the program. What's going on, Don?
Well, Seren, I would just want to say all this talk about the trade deadline and trading players and buying and anything you want to talk about is null and void until you get rid of that leaderless manager they've got and the coaching staff that this far into the season, they're still making fundamental mistakes. They won't hit to the opposite field. I mean, it's just start from the top to the bottom, and they're doing very few things right.
Their base running, I've had enough of. I will tell you that. Yeah, I grant you that.
Seren, there are guys that are taking 2x4s to the plate that they can't swing, they can't get the head of the bat to the contact point of the ball, and that's why they're hitting 210, 220. Just all kinds of fundamental things that even high school and college coaches know, and these guys aren't getting it done at the Major League Baseball level. It's ridiculous. Matt Quatrero would not be managing anywhere else in the major leagues. He shouldn't be managing here. And his coaching staff goes right along with him.
I will respectfully disagree with you, Don, and thank you for the call. I understand your frustration, and I do think, and it's one of the reasons why we talk about a team can play 10 games up and 25 down, because when it starts to go south, it spirals. It gets worse and worse and worse. And he has not been able to jerk the wheel and get him going in the right direction. There's no way I'm going to try to spin you that this year is somehow a positive on the resume of Matt Quatrero. I do think Matt Quatrero and what the modern-day manager is very good at the things you want a manager to do as far as managing who plays and when they play and how to put them together. I think he has done a good job of that, but I don't think their base running's any good. I don't think they hit well enough. Yeah, the coaching staff needs a long look.
All right, Bruce Smith, 63 today, the career sacks leader in the regular season. Who's the career leader in the postseason? Brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Right answer, that is. There can be only one. Petros Ebo Collier, now joined by Todd Lebo and Peter Yates Enoch here in the program. Gentlemen, how are we?
Oh, I said I was doing the best I've ever done, and then
Really?
yeah, then I went out and put a coat on, and Pete teased me.
Yeah. That's Pete.
That's how I'm doing now. Pete's
Todd,
a bully.
you're all right. You're ready for another ass kicking today. I got that because Seren said no, so it's gonna be as usual between you three.
I don't know about that.
And I'll be pulling up the rear, but I know what the rear's like.
This game is a little bit easier when you know Curtis is going to finish with 0 every time.
Oh, yeah.
It's either 40,000 or none.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
wagering principles are excellent.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Pete, how are you, buddy?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. You enjoying you some World Cup soccer?
Oh, what? It's pretty exciting. I think TV takes away from it, to be honest with you, because I think there's way too much field for TV to be. But I mean, I'd like to have seen that hat trick the other day.
In person, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy is such. I mean, even if you don't like soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, watching him is just such a joy.
He's electric.
I mean, he really is.
Getting to watch anyone who's like the top 2, 3, 4,
when you
5,
see
whatever.
the excellence in him, I mean, he's just. I have seen old clips of Pele and Diego Maradona, guys like that. Lionel, he's in a class by himself. He is so good. I mean, it's just. But I mean, when's the USA square off? Is that Friday?
Tomorrow too.
Yeah.
We'll be at Nick and Jake's.
Are you?
Watch
Going
party.
to be broadcasting there, so everybody come on out and enjoy some Nick and Jake's as
Good
we will
place
be.
to have it.
Yes, we're going to be broadcasting live there.
Did they
Right.
finally get a TV that works there? They don't have, have sports there.
We got the U.S. Open going in New York.
Yep.
Right? So they've got a New England-inspired menu all weekend. They're opening early for 10 a.m., early on Sunday for brunch. So if you want to come by, we're going to be doing giveaways. We've got all kinds of festivities planned for tomorrow at Nick and Jake's. We're at 135th and Metcalf, Nick and Jake's. And so, yes, we'll have U.S. Open on. We'll have World Cup on. Go into the evening, they'll have World Cup and baseball.
Pretty good time of the year. I usually didn't, but this is a pretty good
that's
time.
the best part about
So
this.
reminded,
There's just
or
stuff on
maybe
all day.
Todd or you could tell me, why did England leave home their best players? What was
They
that?
have a lot of really good players.
I know they do.
So
and they
probably
left
injury stuff.
They left at
here and
least
there.
4 of them at home.
Their
and,
bench is an embarrassment of riches.
Is that right?
They've got a lot of really good players. That's why I think we did this a couple weeks
Did you
ago.
bet on them?
And I think I might have said they would win. Did we do
You
this?
did. You picked them.
Okay.
The 3
Look
Lions.
good so far.
The 3 Lions.
We'll see.
I think you said.
They've kind of taken over that little nest they've got down there on, was it 91st?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it kind of works
Yeah.
with the security.
My friend Lisa lives down there, and she said they've just taken it by storm.
Yeah?
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. I mean, this really is pretty neat for the country.
Oh.
And I'm not
And
sappy when it comes to that.
fantastic
but
for the
it's great.
city.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's really rolling it out for this, and they're doing a hell of a job.
Fun so far. We got a long way to go. I mean,
Well,
it's
there
just
is a
barely
long way to
started,
go.
really.
What are we now? We're more than a week in now, right?
Yeah, but we still have
today is the 8th day.
the end of the first game for everyone, and then it was today.
Yeah.
There
right
were a lot of
now.
naysayers,
Mexico will
and they
play
were
tonight.
wrong.
That starts the second,
Yeah.
and then so we still have, 5 more matches here.
Well,
Yeah.
People that said, well, I don't think it's going to be. When they said, there's going to be plenty of hotel this and that and naysayer. No, this is a crowd that really gets into it.
Yeah.
And I think people in Kansas City are seeing that now. Every day it goes on, they see how big this.
I will
thing is.
echo the sentiments of Nate. It's not that there have not been other big events. There have been many big events and many monumental accomplishments, and certainly from a Kansas City perspective, no, Kansas City didn't benefit more from Lionel Messi's match, but we've never seen an international superstar come and have his biggest game in the most and the biggest international competition there is, and then the fan bases from other countries come and celebrate. We've never seen that before.
No,
it's new.
No.
It's new.
Well, I mean, he defies description. He really do. If you don't know the game like me, to watch him, you're seeing excellence. I mean, absolute excellence.
All right, gentlemen, are you ready to play?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's start with this. Kyle, you're going to lead us off today. Brendan Sorsby goes in what round of the supplemental draft, none can be an answer as well.
I'm gonna say none because he's got a gambling addiction.
Okay, he's got a gambling addiction. I'm going to say that somebody pops on him in the 6th. Curtis.
Same. I don't think I'll say 6 too. I don't think anyone's gonna. Teams that more than that are gonna say, nah. There's too many things out there we don't know about this kid yet. So I'm gonna say 6th round.
Todd Liebo.
I'll try a little earlier. I'll try 5th. I don't know. There's just not a whole lot of teams. Everyone needs a quarterback, but there's no one desperate right now. But he's probably not someone who will play.
What is that foolishness?
Well, there's not. There are
the Cardinals, the Jets, the Browns.
Well, the Browns are desperate. They have 17 quarterbacks.
They're desperate.
They drafted.
You know what? If you don't have, when you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. When you have 17,
they have.
You might as well be.
I agree with you on the Cardinals and Jets, but
snapping it to a
some
guard.
Others, like right now, there are less teams now than there were before the draft needed a quarterback because some have already taken them.
No, I object to that.
Well, the Raiders aren't going to take him.
The
Rams aren't going to take him.
The Raiders should probably take him before anybody else. The bus factor they go with quarterbacks.
Guy.
No, that is. First of all, I think it's he's got a gambling problem. Do you really want to mess with it? And he's not.
You're not that good.
He's not. This is not a definitive first-round draft pick.
Jeff George played, didn't he?
You know, if he was a first-round draft pick, what he would have been? He would have been a first-round draft pick this year.
And this kid don't have Jeff George's arm.
No.
So,
I don't want to say none, but I'll just try 5th.
I heard that discussion this morning. I want to completely object. There are, as always, tons of teams that need a quarterback.
Oh, for sure. But many of them are locked up and they're stuck with their guys.
Pete?
Like, I don't think the Vikings have a quarterback when they have 2.
6.
The Vikings should take him too.
I agree.
If you're gonna deal with him, I wouldn't touch him.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
6'3", 235, runs a 4.4. I'm taking him in the first round.
Good for Pete.
Sorsby?
Yeah, I don't care if he bets.
He did.
Hell,
When did he run a 4.4, by the way?
In Pete's mind. Don't worry about it.
No,
Write him down for first round.
No, I
put you in for the first?
Yeah. I'd take him.
But it's the prediction of where he
I'd have
will
a little
go.
talk. I'd have a little talk with him.
Okay, but
first.
where will he go? What round will he get drafted in the supplemental draft?
4th.
You're talking about him quick.
I got rid of it quick, but the kid, a lot of guys bet. What the hell? Just talk to him and make him promise he won't do it.
All right, we've got
promises.
We've got a couple of stick and ball schools, not a basketball school and a football school. We got a couple of stick and ball schools going to compete for the Men's College World Series. North Carolina or Oklahoma? Who you got?
You're up first?
Yep. Boomer Sooner. I'm going. Curtis?
Da 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 da. Yes.
I always pick against my team, but they're really hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go down swinging. I'll take the Sooners. They got their pitching is all lined up now. They didn't have to waste anything yesterday, so they've been great.
Pete?
Is this the last?
This is the final.
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 starting Saturday night.
God. Everybody took Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'll take the Tar Heels.
Yeah, Tar Heels are very good. They have very good pitching as well.
I don't like the Tar Heels, and somewhere Belichick's going to rear his ugly head in there.
God. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So, I'll take North Carolina just because everybody else is taking OU. I like Oklahoma.
Cal?
I'm going to go Tar Heels. Todd sounded scared watching them on TV yesterday.
I've been scared. I'm the biggest naysayer on our text string. I get killed with negative. Then finally last night it was like 11-3. I said, I think we got this. And Lance goes, oh, now we're going to lose because you said that.
Settle down, Lance.
When the other brother hit the home run, did you go, oh?
That was so sweet.
And
so cute.
His brother was
Georgia
going,
got a home run.
celebrating.
I loved it.
You're like, what if you lose?
Does Cole Reagans pitch again this year, Curtis?
No.
No.
I'll say no.
Lebo, no.
I jumped the gun. No chance this guy throws this year.
Pete,
I'd set him out. No.
Kyle.
Well, from last week, I've got him leading the team in saves, so I'm going to say yes.
Fantastic.
Which we loved that when you went down that
was
road.
bold.
That was bold. We love bold. Bold and wrong is fine in our book.
Yeah.
Makes for better radio. No chance. He's not. I might even pose that next week. Does he ever pitch again for the Royals? Which I'm not taking glee in that. I hope that's not the case. But all right, here we go. We are on Lebo Mizzou, 6.5. What do you got? Over or under?
Is it me or is Curtis start?
It's you. Curtis started on the last one.
Thought
You
you
just
started
jumped the
on the last
gun.
one. You
no.
started. You said
no.
Boomer and he said
Boomer.
Boomer.
No,
You
on
said-
Cole Reagan's.
Oh, Cole
was
Reagan?
Curtis's.
My fault. Under.
Under 6.5.
Why not? Let's be bold.
Okay. Pete?
6.5 in football?
Yeah.
Wins in football.
Oh, hell. Remember when I took 4 a couple of years ago? That was really smart. I'm
You
going to
better
go
say
over.
Over?
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have
If they get to find a quarterback, but they're going to go over.
Kyle?
I'm going to go over 2.
You're going to go 0 for 2? Is that what you said?
Over 2. Over.
Over. F, none of E. Important distinction.
Because we've had more than 2 questions. I mean, I just want to be
He's
clear.
0 for 4 already.
If you're trying to, go.
Their
go
non-con
over.
is still easy.
Oh, man. They're a better squad than that.
So they have what? Well, let me see. Let me find a better. I don't need the ticket things here. I'll bring it up right here. They are, just in case anybody wants to change it, Arkansas Pine Bluff, at Kansas, Troy, at Mississippi State, Florida, A&M, at Ole Miss, at Arkansas, Texas, at Georgia, Kentucky, and Oklahoma.
I'll stay where I am. Why not?
I will.
Well, I mean, there are 5 big boys there, which if they lose to all of them and then win all the others, are 7 and 5. They just barely
coming
get
to
here.
Lawrence.
Yeah, coming to
Road
Lawrence.
game. Weird road game.
Okay, so you're going to stay on
I'll
the
stay.
Undy?
I'll stay. I said it. I
Okay.
said what I said.
Kyle?
Let me hear it again.
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Let me get my pen.
At Kansas versus Troy.
Just this one guy named Troy.
At Mississippi State versus Florida.
Yeah.
Versus A&M. At Ole Miss. At Arkansas versus Texas. At Georgia versus Kentucky versus Oklahoma.
I gave you my over.
You did?
Yeah.
So
When?
you're still there.
I didn't hear him say over.
You're in.
Yeah, I'm over.
He's
Okay.
over.
All
He's
right.
0 for 2, remember?
Okay. Oh, that's right. My bad. I didn't put that down. Oh, man, that just screams under, doesn't it?
It's tough.
It just
It is a
screams
hell of a
under with those
schedule.
5
Yeah.
big games.
Kansas game's going to be monster for that bet early. I don't think they can do
I
it
think the
without winning
big
that
bet
game.
is going to be their last game against Oklahoma.
He's either peaked and is on the way down. They caught their moment when some teams were down, and now they're all back up.
It's a tough schedule.
Or this is just yet another underestimation of what he's got going on. Usually they're stone cold overs.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty low number for him, too.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
really is.
I know, but it's that schedule.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll
But I
address
think-
this again
I mean,
in like
why-
August or something.
If
You
you're
don't
going
have
to,
to
it's going to
stay on
be
this
7
one,
probably if they win it.
Oh, man. I wish I knew where Curtis was going to go.
I wish I knew where Curtis was going to go.
right? Curtis is going to say over. He knows the Tigers are going to win 9 games this year.
Who's quarterbacking?
It's a good
The
question.
kid from Austin Simmons, the kid that was at Ole Miss before.
The
What's he
backup
got
at Ole
there?
Miss
Under.
who lost the job.
Curtis?
Pretty good radio.
Over. But
Yeah,
I'm not liking it.
It's good video looking at the look on Curtis's face, though, if you're watching on YouTube. I'll say that. K-State, 8.5. Who led with that? Lebo?
I did. Pete's up first.
Pete's up. K-State, 8.5.
God. I remember the days when I saw 26 straight defeats. 8.5.
They've got
Hell.
Nicholls State, Washington State, Tulane. Then their Big 12's not as bad either. I don't.
Not as
Okay,
bad. Their
I'm-
Big 12 is a cupcake. Here, I'll read it off for you. They don't have any of the top
Nothing.
3. Nicholls, Washington State, Tulane, at Cincy, Houston, Kansas, at ASU, at Colorado versus Oklahoma State, at TCU versus Arizona, at Iowa State.
That isn't a bad skill. I'll
No.
take over.
Okay. Kyle?
I'm going to go under.
Okay. I'm over. All day to the over. Curtis? Because I also think some of that money that was going to basketball is going to Colin Klein now. I think the
Isn't
roster's
most of
going
it
to be
going
better.
to Jerome Tang still?
No. Well, TBD.
Stop saying that.
TBD, but well played. Well played.
Stop saying that.
Curtis?
The lawyers are working that out.
Makes me so mad when you say that.
Over.
Lebo.
Over.
Over. That's
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Gotta go over.
Better
Got
be over.
a veteran
They got
quarterback.
4-year quarterback, man.
Yeah, and that's a big place to start. All right, Kyle, you're first up. 5.5 wins. Beacom Hawks.
Who's
What do
that
you got
quarterback? You know that answer? I don't know.
for your Jayhawks? Long Island,
Ballard.
Missouri, Arizona State,
You don't have to finish. Under.
Middle Tennessee State,
Oh, you just
at Utah, at K-State, Baylor, at TCU, Central Florida, at West Virginia, BYU, and at Oklahoma State. Kyle?
Under.
Stone cold under. I think this is where, when everybody starts to get down on, this is where they get the underdog roll. This is where they get it done. I'm going over the 5.5. Come on, Leipold. Come on, Coach Lance. Okay.
I'll take the over.
Okay. Lebo?
I'll go over as well. I like the schedule, and since I was under, I think Missouri's going to lose in Lawrence, so that helps me. If I'm going to be right on both of them, I'm going to be under on one and over on the other.
Pete?
Over by plenty. Not plenty. Over. Just
Doesn't
over.
have to be plenty.
It doesn't have to be
Doesn't
plenty.
have to be plenty.
No.
If you
over,
can't take
over,
the Pete,
over.
get out of the kitchen.
That's exactly right.
All right, let's see. Kyle, did you lead us on KU? You did.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back to me. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Xavier Worthy finishes with how many receiving yards in 2026? How many receiving yards for Xavier Worthy? He's going to get better coaching. Not sure who the quarterback's going to be. Put me for 737. Curtis. By the way, in his career, he's at 638 and 532 his first 2 years. In order. Year 1, 638. Year 2, 532.
I'm going to say 820.
820 for Curtis. Lebo.
974.
Wow.
Pete.
This is breakout time for the midget. I'll take 830.
He's going to break out with 830.
Yep.
Okay. Geez, what happens if he disappoints? Kyle?
850.
850.
850.
850. Lebo high, 974. I'm low at 737. I didn't think that'd be the case. All right, and finally, how many homers does one Bob Witt Jr. hit this year? He's got 9 right now, going backwards, reverse order of his career. 9, 23, 32, 30, and 20. Curtis.
23.
23 for K. Lebo.
21.
21
What a horrible
for Todd.
pick.
Pete.
27. 27.
27 for Pete. Kyle.
29.
29.
Hot.
Very good, because I wanted to go 30, and I wanted to have the biggest number. You didn't make me go too high. I will take 30. He's going to get red smoking hot.
He's going to have to.
Wanna know why? Because he's on my fantasy team.
He
That's
better.
why.
He
He's going to
better.
get red hot.
That's why he's praying for a trade right now.
Now he's
'cause
gonna get
on your
hurt.
team.
Yeah.
30,
Really,
50,
for sure.
30, maybe 30, 60. 30, 60.
Royals.
We had a 30, 60?
Ronald Acuna, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was
40,
30. He was 40, 70.
Claudel Washington.
30, 80.
The
We had a 30, 80.
Royals still the only team in baseball without a double-digit home run guy.
It's early.
They had 4 yesterday, but
Because
nobody.
it's been abnormally cool. But
So
wait,
cool.
wait till the heat comes.
And the fences. Oh, wait, they got moved in.
Oh, yeah. Forget about that. All right, we'll take a break, come back, play a little Stump the Chumps next here in the program. Don't forget, if you send a final Chumps question to Kyle at 810WHB.com and we use your final Chumps question, you are going to get a free oil change at Big O Tires. You know them. They're the team you trust. Now through June. Right now, you can get buy 3 tires, get 1 free on Big O's exclusive tire brands. Take advantage of it right now at Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The program with Soren Petro
has spoken to a woman he didn't work with in the last decade.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. If you can't do a load of laundry, if that hot water ain't hot, trust me, it's going to be a problem. If you have sewer, septic, drain installation repairs, if you need any kind of plumbing work, the one to know is the Plumbing Pro. Tim Grunhart turned me on to Steve and his team, and they have been absolutely fantastic for us. In fact, they're redoing a shower at my mom's house right now. In fact, if you mention the Petro deal, you can get $2,000 off a new tub or shower. Go ahead. Call the Plumbing Pro today at 816-763-8200. They're experts on all things plumbing, including remodeling that shower or bath. So what are you waiting for? They've done a fantastic job for us. It's been seamless, easy, and they know what they're doing. Plus, they're locally owned and operated right here in Kansas City since 1980. So if you're wondering if that main line's drag is clogged, then call the Plumbing Pro, 816-763-8200. No matter how big the job is, they can handle it. They also are on the cutting edge of the newest technologies. Did you know that sometimes with that main line, you can use their low-impact pipe bursting? Basically, they thread a new modern pipe down that old clay pipe. It basically just busts that old pipe open, but it uses the same space that it was in, so you don't have to tear up the driveway, the landscaping, the sidewalks. That's a lot of money you're saving. The Plumbing Pro is an expert at every kind of plumbing. So don't wait. Go right now to theplumbingpro.com. That's theplumbingpro.com. The one to know is the Plumbing Pro.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 126th U.S. Open Championship, sponsored by Grainger. With professional-grade products for every industry, Grainger has you covered. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. A dream start for 2023 U.S. Open champion Wyndham Clark. Birdies at his first two holes, the 10th and 11th, and Clark is tied for the lead at 2 under. Sam Stevens went out this morning and shot 2 under 68. Stevens, a former Oklahoma State Cowboy, also at 2 under. How about rising Oklahoma senior Ryder Cowan, a two-time All-American, so a little bedlam at the top of the leaderboard. Cowan is through 5 holes. Rory McIlroy was at 3 under before bogeys at his last 2 holes. He finishes with a 1 under 69. Ludwig Oberg also shoots 69. He is 1 back. Scotty Scheffler battles his way to a 2 over 72. He's 4 off the lead. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC.
Brought to you by our friends at Big O Tires. Remember, we'll give you a free oil change at Big O Tires. All you got to do is provide Kyle with a final chumps question. Send it to Kyle at 810WHB.com. If Kyle uses it, you get a free oil change at Big O Tires. Remember, you can ask about their healthy car special. $39.95 includes a conventional oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, and more. It's just $39.95. They've got financing available for all budgets, even a shuttle. Free to pick you up, drop you off at Big O Tires, 13 locally owned and operated locations around the metro. It's Big O Tires, the team you trust. What do you want? I will let you choose. We will go. Do you want to hit or pitch? You're going to do both, but which one do you want first?
Let's pitch first.
Why are you looking at him?
Okay.
Why is it always him?
This was topical. 10 answers.
10.
Okay. Just give me anyone who is on the list of the 10 longest scoreless innings. Curtis.
Innings what?
I hear Curtis too. Todd.
Yeah, either one. I think we're both going to get one. Right
scoreless inning streak.
Don Drysdale.
Don Drysdale is one for Todd. Did you buzz or not?
I did.
Okay,
But
Curtis
I
and the
said
beat.
Oral Hershiser. I knew if I was going to get one, he'd get the other.
Okay.
Curtis.
So Pete's up. If
Yeah,
he
already did. He got one. He got.
Who did he get?
No, he didn't. He's up now. You're up.
I'm
Curtis
not
got
up.
it.
I had
Oh,
one
he
of those
rescinded. So I'm
Okay,
up.
you rescinded. Okay, so
I'm
Todd
up.
then. Okay.
That Chris Sanchez.
Chris
The guy
Sanchez.
just
There
did
you
the
go.
thing,
Yep,
yeah.
he's number 3 on the list. Curtis.
Zach Greinke.
Zach Greinke, of course, is number
Greinke.
5
Yeah.
on the list. Okay.
Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson is not on the list.
How many innings is the last place one?
Lowest is 41.
Lebo.
Okay, Enix.
Sandy Koufax.
Sandy Koufax is not there, but there's one other Dodger.
Enoch.
Pete.
Sutton.
Lebo.
No. Lebo.
Kershaw.
Kershaw's there. There you go. Good job. Top. Diamondback, a giant, another
Lebo.
giant.
No.
You
got it.
Randy Johnson.
No.
Enoch Buzz.
Kurt Schilling.
Kurt Schilling is not there. No.
Who's the Diamondback?
Marisol.
So which one did you guys? You got Kershaw, right?
Yeah, I got
That's
Kershaw.
one. Okay.
Who's the
ones you
Diamondback?
didn't get? You did not get Zach Gallen.
Okay.
With 44 and a third. You did not get Bob Gibson.
Heard
You did
of
not
him.
get Carl Hubble.
Hubs.
You did not get Sal Magley,
Yeah.
and you did not get Brandon Webb of the Diamondbacks.
Oh, that's the Diamondback.
Two
No,
Diamondbacks.
Brandon Webb and Zach
That's
Gallen.
wild.
2 Diamondbacks.
The first time I've ever heard the name Zach Gallen was just now. So I don't watch a lot of Diamondbacks baseball. I'm sorry.
Even I know who that is.
I've heard of Sal Magley, but not
Okay.
Zach Gallen.
The barber.
Okay.
I got to play an NL only league, huh?
You should, yes.
Should.
You should.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what do you got?
All right. I got 22 answers. Probably all gonna feed a little bit on this. There are 22 players who got at least one hit in the 1985 World Series.
Lebo.
Petro.
Enoch.
Certain. I mean, Todd first.
Enoch.
Orge.
Dane Orch, yes.
Brett.
Brett. Pete.
Go ahead. Pete can have Brett.
Okay.
I'll go.
Lebo.
I'll go with Frank White.
Frank White, yes. Todd.
Will Wilson.
Petro.
Bill Wilson, Seren.
Balboni.
Steve Balboni.
Petro.
Royals players only.
Petro
Anybody.
Sundberg.
Jim Sundberg.
Lebo.
Petro.
Todd.
Tito Landrum.
Tito Landrum.
Bianca Lana.
Yes. Pete.
Petro.
Coleman.
Lebo.
Who?
Coleman.
No, he didn't
didn't
play in
play.
this series. He got hurt. Todd.
Terry Pendleton.
Terry Pendleton.
All right, so I'm up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lebo.
George
George Order.
George Orta.
George Orta.
Lebo. Daryl Motley.
Daryl Motley.
Petro.
Seren.
Have we done Willie McGee yet?
You have not.
I'll take him.
Willie McGee.
Lebo. How about Tom Herr?
Petro.
Tom Herr, yes. Seren.
Jack Clark.
Jack Clark.
Oh God, Curtis. Could
Yeah,
you
I
have
did
fed
feed
these
him a
guys
little bit.
anymore?
They're doing a little better than I thought they would.
Lebo.
Petro.
Lonnie Smith.
Oh, that's where I
Ronnie
was gonna
Smith.
go.
Yep. Still got 2 Royals and 5 Cardinals.
Enoch.
Petro. Oh,
Seren.
go ahead, Pete.
Pete.
Buddy.
No,
I already
he
did
got
him. Onyx Concepcion.
nope.
Lebo. Pat Sheridan get a hit?
Pat
sure he
Sheridan
did.
did get a hit.
Yeah.
So got 1
Petro.
Royal.
Tommy Herr.
I already
We
got
never
Tommy
said
Herr.
Jim Sundberg, did we?
Yeah, I
He
did.
did.
Did Daryl Porter get a hit then?
The Royal you missed was Lynn Jones.
I won't say
Damn
He
it.
got 2 hits
He
in his
got
first
2
2 at bats.
hits?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cesar Cedeno.
Yeah, that was their
Brian
outfielder.
Harper would have been the hero had they not been for the comeback. Daryl Porter, Ozzie Smith.
We didn't say Daryl Porter?
No.
I thought somebody did.
I just said it at the end. I
Daryl
said
Porter, Ozzie Smith, Andy Van Slyke.
Never heard Ozzie Smith.
Andy Van Slyke. God.
First time I ever heard Ozzie Smith's name just now.
Sorry, Cardinal fans. We should have done a little better on
Should have
that.
done a little better. They didn't get that many hits.
But that gives you an
honestly.
indication
They batted
of-
185 for the series. That's not many hits.
Of what that ninth inning in Game 6 did. You didn't get Brian Harper, who would have been the hero had that not happened.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The Knicks just won the NBA championship.
True
right?
story.
So just tell me a head coach for the Knicks in between their titles.
Petro.
Like not the guy. You can't
Curtis.
count Mike Brown.
Petro, Pat Riley.
Pat Riley, yes.
Richie Guerin.
Is not a coach, no. He
didn't coach him?
No.
Curtis.
Curtis is up.
Jeff Van Gundy.
Van Gundy, yes.
Red Holtzman.
Petro.
Actually, Red Holtzman counts because he came back after.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Came back and coached again.
All right.
Petro's up.
Yeah, I'm
There's only like 25
I
of these
rescinded.
guys.
I know.
There's some names here.
I know.
A lot of local connections.
I know, and I'm stuck on one guy.
Guy
It's
might have won
killing
a
me.
title here around these parts in college.
Petro, Larry Brown.
Larry Brown,
Oh,
coach
dude.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Curtis. Willis Reed.
Willis Reed coached.
good.
He did. Other guy, another big time college coach there.
Petro. Yeah.
That guy.
Yes. Hang on.
Several Laker connections as well. Laker
Riley?
boy. Pat Riley's been said.
No.
Curtis.
Scenes from Italian
No.
restaurant. Does that
I
help you?
know. I know. Rick Pitino.
There we go.
Curtis. Bill Sharman.
Nope.
Okay.
It's a lot of Laker guys though. Some
Laker guys.
Laker players. There's Hall of Fame players.
Curtis.
Petro.
Byron Scott? No.
Nope.
He did coach him up there.
That's where I was
Think
going to
I'm
go. So I'm
out.
glad he beat me to it. Damn, I should have done better.
You guys
than this.
really should have done better. From backwards forwards, David Fizdale, whatever.
What?
Jeff Hornacek coached there. Kurt Rambis, Derek Fisher, Mike Woodson, Mike D'Antoni, Isaiah Thomas,
You got
Lenny
Mike
Wilkins,
D'Antoni.
Herb
Mike
Williams,
D'Antoni was the one who I was hung up
Tibbs,
on.
who just got fired.
Thibodeau I couldn't think of
Don
either.
Chaney, Don Nelson, John McLeod, Stu Jackson, Bob Hill, Hubie
Good
Brown. You ever heard of Hubie
God.
Brown?
Hubie
Yeah.
Brown. How did I not get
Little
Hubie Brown?
disappointed in you guys.
Yeah, that was a bucket of.
Thanks to Shane for that one.
I like that. That was a good one, Shane. Nice job. All right, we are to Pete.
Okay, only 3 major league players since 1906, but it doesn't go back that far, even close. Since 1906, but it does cover all of baseball, have hit over 20 home runs in a season and hit under 200. Who are they?
Lebo.
Petro.
Curtis.
Dave Kingman?
Nope.
Petro. Kyle Schwarber.
Nope.
And didn't he have 197 last year?
Curtis is up.
Rob Deere.
I have somebody
Yes.
to remind me. I was going to guess him first. Lebo, Chris Davis.
No.
That's a good guess.
Petro. Joey Gallo.
Nope.
It's not bad.
One is
Wow.
pretty obvious to
Clearly
you
not.
guys. To you guys, it would be. And one is no, not so obvious.
Wow.
But I mean, they're all.
By the way, I'd like
modern-
to point out that
modern
Kyle
ball players.
Schwarber batted 197 with
well,
47 homers in
then you get one.
2023.
Give him a
Then you
point.
get one.
So who else got one?
Curtis
I
got one.
got
He got
Rob
Rob Deere.
Got Roger.
2 left.
Petro.
One pretty obvious.
Cool. It's not obvious. We haven't gotten it yet.
What kind of
Petro.
team, maybe? Or
Adam Dunn.
Nope.
That's a good guess.
One Cardinals and I think the Rangers. I'm not sure on this guy though, but I know he played. He's modern.
Petro. On the Rangers, I'll try.
Wow.
And I'm not.
Travis Hafner.
No,
I'm
no,
not
I'm
saying the
on the Rangers. I'll try.
I'm not too sure about the Rangers.
I don't know.
Who were they?
Mark McGuire
Oh, gosh.
and Ruben Rivera.
Oh, Ruben
Oh, wow.
Rivera.
Okay.
He played a
Okay.
lot of teams. He probably played for the Rangers.
All right, at
Everywhere.
the turn, 200 for Pete, 500 for Curtis. Let's see. Lebo has 1,100, and I have 1,100.
One question, Curtis.
Mm-hmm. That's
Damn
probably
you.
going to be
Yep. Mhm.
something similar this time around, too.
All right, just name me anybody who, in fact, if you go, let's see, now it's not quite only 600, but anybody who is in the top 20 in career doubles in Major League
Lebo.
history. Lebo, then Curtis.
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays is not there.
Oh, boy.
Craig Biggio.
Craig Biggio is number 6
Lebo.
on that list. He's there. Did Pete chime in or no?
Yes. Robin Yount.
Yount is not there.
Lebo. Pete Rose.
Curtis.
Pete Rose is number 2. Okay, over to Curtis.
George Brett.
George Brett is number 7. Lebo.
Ty Cobb.
Ty
Enoch.
Cobb is number 4.
Enoch,
Pete.
Hank Aaron.
Hammer and Hank is there. He's number 14.
Can't believe Willie Mays wasn't there. I thought he was one of those George answers where they were all kind of around each
Enoch.
other.
Pete.
Frank Robinson.
Frank Robinson, no.
Lebo. Like Derek Jeter or somebody. dumb like that.
No.
Good.
You got to be close now.
I was up 2
Pete.
strikes.
Dawson.
No.
Oh, man.
There's a Kansas City kid, huh?
Paul Molitor.
Paul Molitor's number 15. Kansas City kid.
Wow.
Or at least strong Kansas City ties early in his youth.
Curtis.
Yes.
No, that's Frank White.
No.
No.
Not there. There's a guy we've talked about. There's lots of sluggers, lots of home run guys here.
Wow.
Okay. The ones you didn't get in no particular order. Adrian Beltre, Barry Bonds, Miguel Cabrera, Luis Gonzalez, Todd Helton, Nap Lajoie, Stan Musial, David Ortiz, Albert Pujols, Cal Ripken, Tris
terrible.
Speaker, Hannes Wagner, Paul Weiner, and Carl Yastrzemski.
Willie Mays isn't on that list? God, Willie.
God, you'd think he would be.
You think? But
Dang
no.
it. Go, Curtis.
All right, there are 21 answers. on
I
this
really
list.
thought I was going to be giving away about 12
I-
on that.
Not great.
When you said it, I thought,
That's why I didn't mind only having 10 on the other one because I'm like, well, they're going to feast on this.
Dumb.
Since 1982, when the sack became an official NFL stat, there are 21 players with at least 125
Petro.
career NFL sacks. Right.
Bruce Smith.
What was
Petro.
this now,
Smith.
Curtis?
125 NFL sacks
Since
since
82.
82.
Petro.
Jared Allen? Get there?
Jared Allen, yes.
Yeah, he did.
Pete.
No. Well,
sorry.
go ahead. What did you want to say?
Bosa?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to go Reggie White.
Reggie White, yes.
Lebo.
Petro.
Did you say Bruce Smith?
I did.
Okay, that was the
Petro.
first one.
That's right.
Are you,
No, go ahead.
Okay, Petro. Kevin
Enoch.
Green.
Kevin Green, yes.
Lebo.
Who'd you say?
He said Gastineau.
No.
Michael
no.
Strahan.
Michael Strahan, 141.
Petro, I'm going to say it just because we're going to be pissed. DT, he's right around there. I don't think he got there, but he's close. DT.
Derek Thomas,
Okay.
126.5. That's
I
why I
figured that
went
was
to
the cutoff.
125.
Yeah.
Did Justin Houston get up there?
No.
He did not.
I got 2 strikes. Or 1 strike. Lebo. Did
Todd.
Watt, JJ, and his brother.
Nope.
No.
JJ Watt didn't have 125.
No.
Nope. Got a Saint, got a Cowboy.
Lebo, Ricky Jackson.
Petro.
Ricky Jackson.
Hold on. I rescinded. I
yes,
got to think of
Ricky
his
Jackson.
name. Good job on
got
that.
a Bear. Got
Petro. Chris Dolman.
a couple Giants. Chris Dolman, yes.
Lebo.
Enoch.
Richard Dent.
Richard Dent.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Strahan, already go.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's
Yeah.
already gone.
So you got a Dolphin, longtime Card.
Oh,
Petro.
Same.
Got a
Taylor.
Colt
Yes,
Jason
Jason
Taylor.
Taylor.
A longtime Colt.
Lebo.
Petro. Dwight
Freeney. Give me Freeney.
No, you
No,
were
I
late.
can't. Nobody
you were
gets
late.
it then. You don't get
I'm
Freeney.
not putting it down. That's embarrassing.
Freeney was there, but no one. Whether that's up to him whether anybody got it.
No, we didn't
nobody
get in,
gets
did
it.
we?
We didn't get
Kyle?
it. We didn't get it.
We didn't get in.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're going to give him a point?
Let's give it to you, Todd.
No,
Oh,
you're not
no,
giving
he's
it to
not
him.
giving it to me.
You're not giving it to him.
I won't take it.
The ones you missed: Cam Jordan, DeMarcus Ware, John Abraham, John Randall, Julius Peppers, Lawrence Taylor.
I never heard of him.
Oh God.
Leslie
Just
O'Neal, Miles Garrett just got there last
Did he?
year. Terrell Suggs and Von Miller.
I was going to say Von was probably dumb.
That's a good question.
All
I
right,
like
here
that
we
one.
go.
I like it
Okay.
because you
U.S.
didn't
Open
crush it the
golf
way I
is
thought
happening
everyone.
right
Yeah.
now, right?
What are you
Just tell
saying?
me
What?
U.S. Open golf started today.
Who would have?
Tell me someone. These are easy.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Kyle, let me know what the
Anyone
category
who's
is.
won the United States Open at least twice.
Enoch.
Petro.
Pete.
Hale Irwin.
Hale Irwin, 3-time winner.
Petro's
in.
Tiger
Enoch.
Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Petro.
You're in, Pete?
Curtis.
Petro.
Curtis?
No, I was
There
in
you go.
before
Oh,
him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Woo. Well, back off.
Back off.
Strange.
Yes, he won back-to-back.
Yep.
Curtis.
Enoch.
Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus won 4.
Arnie.
Petro.
Arnie did not win 2.
Curtis.
Tom Watson. did
No, only won 1. Striking.
Johnny Miller.
Johnny Miller only won 1.
Okay.
There are 2 guys who
Enoch.
are still big names today.
Enoch.
Petro.
Ben Hogan.
Ben Hogan won 4.
Kepka.
Kepka's won
Curtis.
2.
Petro.
Gary Player.
Gary Player did not win 2.
Phil.
Phil never
He's not
won.
from the
Okay,
United
that's
States.
the one he never won.
Did you say U.S.?
Yes, U.S. Open.
Okay, Gary Player's from Africa.
No,
Anyone's won the U.S. Open. Anyone who won the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
You don't have to be
Multiple
from
times.
the U.S.
You don't have to be from the U.S. The U.S. Open tournament.
Yeah. There are other big historical names, famous golfers.
Gene Sarazen.
Gene Sarazen, correct.
Good job.
Byron Nelson.
Byron Nelson did not.
I'm out.
There's one more, one guy, hint, this is a bad hint.
Petro, Greg Norman?
No.
Dal
He
Finch
just struck out, I think. Died in a plane crash.
Wow.
Sad.
Oh, Payne Stewart.
There you go,
Good job, Pete.
Most famous golfer ever, invented the Masters.
Oh, Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones. Give it to Pete.
Okay.
All right, Willie Anderson's an older guy.
Yeah.
Alex Smith played for the Chiefs. Walter Hagen.
Yeah.
Kerry Middlecoff, Julius Burrows, Billy Casper, Lee Trevino won twice, Andy North won twice, Ernie Els, Lee Jansen, Retief Goosen, and Bryson DeChambeau's won 2.
Bryson DeChambeau.
You guys did all right.
I should have
Not
got
bad.
him too.
Not bad.
Should have got him too.
You went down swinging. You got 3 strikes. That was good.
Okay. All right. Pete, what do you got?
Only one player has posted a perfect 158.3 quarterback rating in his first NFL game. Who was it?
Wow.
Minimum attempts or no? 'Cause
No,
this guy
it
got
just perfect.
1 for 1 would have.
It's
got
a
it
real
done.
game. He played. He played a full game.
Regular season
Lebo.
game.
I didn't. Robert Griffin have a great
No.
debut. He had a really nice debut. I remember that.
Curtis Lamar Jackson.
No.
He has a.
How long ago
couple
was
of
this?
those.
It's pretty recent. I mean, not yesterday, but I mean, it's pretty recent. Yeah.
Well, couldn't have been yesterday.
Could have been.
He didn't play.
Wednesday afternoon game in
With
June.
me telling it.
Petro,
it could be.
Andrew Luck.
No. You guys
Pretty
are all
cool.
familiar with this guy.
I'm sure. Who?
Marcus Mariota.
Did he really?
Downhill
Yeah.
from there.
Oh, wow.
First regular season
I bet they
game.
were super excited when he did that. They said, this
He
is going to
probably
be
was.
the one.
Let's see. Pete has 700. Curtis has 900. Lebo has 1,700. And I have 2,000.
The game is afoot.
Curtis, man, you really fit.
What
these guys.
is our category?
The NFL supplemental draft.
Oh,
that's right up Curtis's alley.
Category
Not
NFL
really.
supplemental draft. Remember, if you provide a Final Chumps question, you can get a free oil change at Big O Tires. You know the guys that have the free shuttle to pick you up and drop you off. They want to keep you safe on the road, so that's why they do everything. You can check out and take advantage of battery checks, air filters, you name it. They check at oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check. Get it right now. It's at Big O Tires, the team you trust. Of course, all the tires you could possibly want. They're at Big O Tires, the team you trust.
All right, the Twin Peaks, end of the hour answer. Bruce Smith, 63 today, the career sacks leader in the regular season. I asked, who was the career leader in the postseason? And that goes all the way back before 82. This guy has 17 and a half. I would have.
Where did you source it from? Because it doesn't in
Pro Football Reference.
Yeah, that's.
I also
by
would've,
NFL records, it does not.
But I also would have taken the guy who has the official record and no one guessed it.
Deacon Jones.
Nope.
Merlin Olsen.
Nope. He was a
Super
Bowl
the guy,
MVP.
Richard Dent.
Co-MVP.
Harvey Martin.
Harvey
Martin.
Yeah.
17 and a half.
But the
official
recognized NFL answer is
since 83.
Is
82.
Willie McGinnis.
Willie
16.
McGinnis.
Played
16.
A lot of games.
And fourth on that list of playoff sacks?
I think it's Frank Clark.
It is Frank Clark.
Why wouldn't it be?
How about that?
15.
All right, in the category of NFL supplemental draft, what is our question?
All right, out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL supplemental draft, which one threw for the most passing yards?
Again?
I bet this isn't what you wrote down.
It's not what I wrote down, but I still think I have it.
Out of all quarterbacks selected in the NFL supplemental draft,
was it?
Which one threw for the most passing yards?
Pretty sure I have it. Or I'm missing somebody obvious if I don't. It's not him. I think I got it. You think you got it?
I don't know. I think so. I don't know.
Curtis, you think you got it?
I think so.
Pete, you think you got it?
No. I think all three of us have the same guy.
It's an abject no.
I think I'm remembering this right.
I think so too. I think so too. All right, Pete. First of all, answer only. Who'd you answer?
I answered Lee Grossman.
No, that is incorrect. What'd you wager?
None.
None. He wagered none. So he's 700. Okay, we go next to Curtis.
I said Bernie Kosar.
Bing.
Jeez.
What did you wager, my friend?
All of it.
He wagered all of it. So right now you are in second place. I could screw it up. Let's see. We go now to Todd.
I lost. I said Craig Erickson. Wasn't he a supplemental pick guy?
No, you're thinking of Steve Walsh is who you were thinking of from Miami.
I bet it all.
Bet it all. You have 0. And I had Bernie Kosar.
I was beating
and I wagered 1701 to make sure I was in front of Todd, 3701. And I told you, did I say it during the break or did I say it on the air that I'm going to write down the answer before the question is even asked? Did I get it right? No. I wrote down Darren Mickle. I thought it was going to be who was the last
Darren
chief.
Mickle?
Yeah, Darren Mickle was the last chief to be selected.
Yeah, he wrote the answer before I heard the question.
Yeah, before I heard the question. I got Bernie Kosar once I heard it, but I said, I'm going to take it. I said, I'll bet I know the answer.
From Florida.
Before it. So Darren Mickle.
Decent player for a
what round did they use?
It was the
on
first or
Darren
second.
Mickle.
It was
second round.
Yeah. It was high.
Second round pick for Darren.
I thought it was going to be
Mickle.
Brian Bosworth or somebody like that.
I wish I didn't drink so much
I
scotch.
forgot Bernie was supplemental.
You forgot that Bernie Kosar was. How'd you forget that?
I'm just dumb.
I thought for sure when you're like, yeah, I think I got it.
But Craig Erickson he was not. I thought one of those Miami guys.
I don't
was
think Craig Erickson was. Steve Walsh was.
Steve Walsh.
Yeah.
Steve Walsh went supplemental, and Jimmy took him even after having Troy Aikman.
Yeah. Because Jimmy was Jimmy.
It was just Jimmy being Jimmy.
Yeah.
On that one. But
A
no,
guy
Craig
by the name of
Erickson. What did
Jimmy.
Craig Erickson throw
Nothing.
for? God,
200 yards.
God, don't you feel dumb right about
Totally dumb. Idiot.
Yeah, I got excuse. Too much scotch.
Yeah, there you go. He's got. What's your excuse, Todd?
I don't have an excuse.
You teetotaling turd. Huh?
I'm an idiot.
Got nothing there. I'm trying to get
92 draft, but he was also picked in the
Once
91 draft. So something
Pro
was
Football
weird about
Reference
Craig
decides
Erickson.
I'm worthy of looking at their site. Wow, he had more than I thought. 7,600.
But he was drafted twice. I knew there was something weird about him.
All right, how many Cardinals pitchers in their history have 200 career wins? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
right? But he was going to get dragged into this, whether he liked it or not.
Yeah.
And he has worked very hard, and maybe he hasn't. Maybe it's come easy. He is a very easy brand to get behind. He is a likable guy. He doesn't get arrested. He's a family guy. He's got kids. He's seen with his family all the time. He invests in the community. He invests in the local teams. He has done a tremendous job of, presenting himself as a likable person.
Absolutely.
And to be on Team Darth Vader, which isn't even fair because Darth Vader's like glorified and now, Vader, the greatest villain ever. No, you were going to be the crappiest villain, You were going to be, the Saddam Hussein of college athletics. I'm not so sure that, they were full speed ahead, all buying each other's crap until Pat, I wonder aloud, because I think this would change your mind. If your biggest asset goes, I'm out. Whoa. What do we need to do to keep you coming down here, right? I wonder what role he played.
Well, you're perceptive in noticing that he there was no press conference for him after signing the contract, which would have been the first time to really ask him and to ask him about the Tech situation. But he has other ways of communicating the way he feels about things through social media and dead silence on this, on Sorsby and what Tech was doing. So I don't disregard that, as a hint of the way he may have been feeling about it. But
because as we know from watching him, when you see him when he's not in front of us, he's like any other, now 30-year-old. I was going to say 20-something.
Yes,
looking at that phone, scrolling. He's hip to what's going on.
Not only that, but he reacts to a lot of things too.
Yeah,
he's not with a necessarily comment, but with an icon or something, he'll
like it or resubscribe or resend it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
The thing that, and I also think you were right about. Not only was Tech standing alone in its conference, and the Big 12. It was a 15-1 feeling about this. I go even further and say, however many schools there are in Division I, was it 130 or so? It was 129-1 against Texas Tech. I think that helped move them off their stance here. They were absolutely not going to win this. They clearly weren't going to win any public opinion, and they had no friends in this. I thought maybe, a Baylor, a TCU, a Houston, some of the schools that are in the same state, in the same conference might have, offered some kind of moral support here. No, nobody did.
And they've already irritating people by doing nothing wrong, but with all the money they're splashing around, Alabama doesn't want to see Texas Tech up there. They like, no, you're not one of, no, we're buying our way in. Right? Old money doesn't like when new money comes in and goes, no, I got a membership at the club. Yeah, I'm building the new $20 million golf range, and I'm now here, a member of the Hamptons, Lynx. No, you're not one of us, right? And so there's already that going on, and it's unbelievable. Can we take a minute? Well, let's take a break. I don't want to get behind. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More with Blair Kirchhoff. We'll talk a little bit more about this Texas Tech thing. Also, Kansas going to London. We'll do it here. And, of course, Blair always brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. FrameKC.com. The best in Kansas City when it comes to framing your sports memorabilia. You need that UV protection to protect your item? Yes, I recommend it. How about the museum glass? So there's no glare. Nobody will frame your sports memorabilia better than Art and Frame Warehouse. The biggest and best collections in Kansas City are all framed at Art and Frame Warehouse. Go to framekc.com.
The program with Soren Petro.
I'm not quite sure why I'm here or what I'm doing.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Hey, it's Todd Lebo here for Heartland Men's Health. And now, you know what? We're all getting a little bit older, but how about this? Let's be better as we get older. Heartland Men's Health can help you with that. They've, of course, got their low testosterone treatments, but they've also got some body composition stuff going on as well. New strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, you name it. They've got it for you, and they can go over all those options with you at Heartland Men's Health. You can check it all out at their website at heartlandmenshealth.com. But better yet, just give them a call and make an appointment. 844-447-6600. 3 locations in town, up north, Overland Park, and eastern Jackson County. They've got you covered, triangulated around Kansas City. You make that appointment. It's a $99 fee. You'll go in and have a T-test and a PSA test. And listen, I went to the doctor last week, and I still don't have my lab results back. You get these lab results right there at that first visit, and they will go over them all with you, go over all your options. If you end up signing up for treatment on that day, they're going to waive that $99 fee. Feel better, feel younger right now with Heartland Men's Health. Check it out online at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
vernacular of baseball. Lowest on base plus slug. The lowest slug I'm thinking is probably of the 3,000 hits.
Mm-hmm.
The lowest slug would seem to be somebody along the lines of Cardinal stolen base guy.
Brock.
Lou Brock, Paul Molitor.
I was going to say Carew, but
Carew, yeah, he did not slug at all.
No, but he had a lot of doubles.
That's true.
He legged out doubles. So but who is?
Have we named?
You have.
Okay, so it's Brock, Molitor, or Carew.
I think I like Brock.
I'm going to go Brock.
Born on this date, Lou Brock.
Yeah. Plus, Curtis loves to crap on Lou Brock.
And the Cardinals are
love
coming to town.
but I will.
Would you call him a bad guy?
I didn't do that.
No.
I think it's if you had to poll everybody who's a national baseball writer or historian, they said who's the most overrated Hall of Famer. I think he'd be at the head of a lot of lists.
I do think it's unfair to him, just like I think it's unfair when people go back and review Joe Carter's career under today's eye.
Yeah.
He did what he was asked to do.
Yep.
They wanted him whenever you're on base, steal, because an out's not that important. What is important is getting to second base, because then we can bunt and crap away another out and get you to third, and then we can try to sack fly you in or suicide squeeze you. I mean, he was asked to do something different. Guys come up today, they're trained and work and prepare to play today's game. He played, and like Joe Carter, they told Joe Carter, take the bat off your shoulder and drive the guy in. If they told Joe Carter, listen, only swing at the pitches that are good, walk and let the next guy do it, which is not what those guys were told,
right?
Then I think Joe Carter's numbers would look more modern. I don't know how much more, but it does irritate me. Lou Brock gets a little bit of that, but
Joe Carter had a hell of a career. He had a great career. He's
tremendous. I don't think Joe Carter's upset.
No.
But I think he does not get mentioned for the Hall of Fame. And I'm okay when you look at the numbers if you say, okay, he doesn't make it. But I'm not okay with the fact that I don't think there's even a conversation.
Right. He was under 400 home runs, I think, career. I think he's in high threes.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest moments in baseball history. Certainly helps him. He was really good RBI guy.
It was tremendous. He was 100 RBIs every year.
Yeah,
anyone who played fantasy baseball, we paid a lot of money to get Joe Carter on our team. He had 100 RBIs every year, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 10 out of 12 years.
For several different teams.
Yeah, including 6 straight years in the middle. 2, then he had 98, 6. He had 76 in 95, which was a slightly shortened year. Hell, in 94, the strike shortened year, he had 103. So, he had a couple of strike years in there. Overall, just since Joe's a local guy, and the numbers 259, 306, 464. And I think if you'd said, because I know the era he was in, they would literally tell those guys, take the bat off your shoulder. There's a guy on base, drive him in. Right? They didn't. Ted Williams lost the freaking MVP to Joe DiMaggio when he had a 400 batting average and a whatever on base, 500 probably, 550 or something on base. Well, but Joe takes the bat off his shoulders. He's not just going to walk down to first base. He swung the 56 straight games.
Forget the fact that Williams still had more RBIs than DiMaggio that year.
And that year, which was what, 41?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
406, 553, 735 for 1287 OPS. Not good enough.
Almost.
Yeah.
Not good enough. Which, by the way, I just want to, not that Joe DiMaggio couldn't play, but Joe DiMaggio will play the role of Bill Russell versus Ted Williams, Wilt Chamberlain in these discussions. Joe DiMaggio in 41. 357, 440, 643 for a 1083 OPS.
Yeah. Wilt Chamberlain did not win the MVP the year he averaged
50.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
We've come a ways.
50 and 27.
Hey, all he does is score. Well, what about the 27 rebound tool on that?
Russell makes his teammates better.
Never mind that Wilt would go on to lead the league in assists once they picked it up as a stat.
Right. And now they're going into his block shots. Have you seen that? They're going back and trying to figure out his block shots. He's going to be like he averaged triple doubles for season. I mean,
but Bill Russell would tap the ball to his teammates when he blocked a shot. He never blocked a shot out of bounds. It was always right to Bob Cousy or something.
He would take it and catch it in the air and then kind of like almost like a water polo guy, just manipulate it and throw it. Where it was.
Hover in midair for 4 seconds while he passed the ball.
Oh, but so you're telling me he's a really good scorer. Oh, yeah, he's a great scorer. Oh, you do know the highest field goal percentage of his career was .483. You do know that while, yes, he wasn't 7'1" like Wilt, he was still 3 inches taller than everybody else, and he couldn't shoot. He shot like .450 for his career.
Well, 100 points worse than Chamberlain. 100 points worse.
He shot from 2 what Steph Curry shoots from 3.
That's the great stat is Bill Russell's career field goal percentage. It's hard to fathom that a guy who won as many NBA titles and MVPs,
dripping with Hall of Famers all around him. Never mind. Don't look over there. Good Oz.
An entire teams in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Jeez. I mean, let's just since you brought it up, Bill. I gave him too much. I always do this. I gave him too much damn credit. Here's his field goal percentages every year. Bill Russell, people. Bill Russell, who, by the way, in the big book of basketball, which I highly recommend, I don't know why I looked at the shelf that nothing's on, by Bill Simmons. If you haven't read it, it's like 1,000 pages. It's a great read. Okay? He's got it wrong on Russell being ahead of Chamberlain, but there's one part in there. He has a picture. Or maybe it's a different book. Maybe I'm confusing it. But a picture of Russell blocking – God, his kid would play and be good for the Nuggets. They both went to Syracuse. Big guys.
Shays?
Oh, and they were Jewish, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And Bill Simmons, I believe, is Jewish, isn't he? Because there's a line in there. I want to quote this. This was a Jewish person writing it who said, all right, one thing for the record, and it shows Bill Russell blocking, who was it again?
Dolph Shays.
Danny Shays. Dolph Shays. Danny was the kid.
Yeah.
Dolph Shays, and his arm is straight out, and he's above him. He's like, let's be clear. The 6'5" Jewish player was not that much of a threat to Bill Russell either, but just to remind people.
And he was a good player. Dolph Shays is a Hall of Fame?
Yes. But when you see like, oh, this Hall of Famer was not like that Hall of Famer. 427, 442, 457, 467, 426, 457, 432, 433, 438, 415, 454, 425, 433. I keep saying 40. His single season high was 467. His career field goal percentage was 440.
How did it not improve as the game improved? How did he not at some point get up to 513?
Yeah.
1 year.
It's right.
Just 1 year.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a sidebar. I didn't think I was going to go on, but we haven't done that for a while. So you new listeners, welcome. We'll do a little reading. You'll find out. Don't just your grandfather sitting there with his pants undone after Thanksgiving, spinning yarns about Bill Russell or Joe DiMaggio. Be like, ew, pops, settle down. We have this thing called the internet now. Let me drop some learning on you. You know, you don't have to buy what your old fart ass relatives are selling all the time. So just think about that. Blair Kirchhoff, we always buy what he sells. We're talking about the Brendan Sorsby case here. I think one of the takeaways is, I hope from this, is that, what was the Texas Attorney General's name?
Ken Paxton.
Ken Paxton is castrated politically, at least. At least there. We'll probably stop there with a political castration of just being galactically stupid. I mean, like, I just, stop funding people who are dumb. I think we've gotten to a point that it's like, if he's on my team, I don't care how dumb he is or what kind of polluted crap he's been involved in. I'm going to put him out there. Like, get some smart people, because just the whole tactic, you're an attorney general and you're going to wave a saber like you're going to take a multi-state company and tell them how to run their business. I mean, I said this at the time, and I got no feedback, so I don't think anybody listened, but I'm going to tell you this. I said, I want to be clear. Sports, it's a quarterback. Who cares where he plays? I agree. All of our stuff is meaningless. All of sports is meaningless. But let me tell you the precedent it sets. Oh, you're McDonald's. We're going to tell you how you're going to run your franchise. Like that's what it sets up.
Yeah.
It also, they're like, just to stick with the McDonald's franchise, if you are a McDonald's franchisee, there are things like you got to have a certain location. You have to buy all your stuff from them.
You have to have a certain menu.
You have to have their menu. Yeah. Like everything comes from them. You're part of, and you get their advertising dollars. And it's a partnership, right? And if you don't adhere to it, they take the arches away. That's true of Coca-Cola. That's true of Corona, Budweiser, whatever you want to, whatever it is. If you're one of those, right, you have to do it their way. No. We're going to say our McDonald's guy can sell turkey pot pie. Okay? And you can't take the franchise away from him. And if you do, we're coming after you with legal ramifications. That's the precedent that this dumbass was trying to set. And it amazingly set off alarm bells. Think about this, to where schools that are super left and super right all went, no.
Right. Well, the Kansas Attorney General, Chris Kobach, responded to him.
Yes.
And
I said, listen, usually I think all political things are done because somebody wants to grandstand and get favor for themselves, and I'm sure there was part of that, but I no, he's right. And every other state should have been planning their entrance to come and stand right next to him.
Right. And so this is not, we're not talking about Congress here. We're talking about the Attorney General's level, but think about it. College sports wants Congress to help it basically set up its rules and be its enforcer. So we're talking about the political class, and this is an example of why I don't think it would work. There's just as much difference in the way politicians in certain states feel about each other and their schools, their states, their beliefs, their philosophies, as
the first man ever to unify America in 20 years. They'll have statues of him. He actually brought two parties together.
The uniter.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's what he did.
He did.
That'll be his campaign slogan.
Right.
I brought everyone together.
Yeah, that's right.
Stanford and Florida State are on the same page. That's the opposite ends of the spectrum.
So the bottom line is it's hopeless for college sports. It's just absolutely hopeless. I don't know where it's. Texas Tech came to the right conclusion here. They bowed to pressure. It needed to happen. And now we can move forward and discuss what kind of NFL player Brandon Sorsby's going to be, which I'm not ruling out the possibility he's going to be. Could be. I
wouldn't draft him.
I don't know if I would or not, but I don't think. I think someone's going to draft him. Somebody's going to take him in the supplemental.
I'm not 100% convinced of that.
I bet by the third round he's gone.
I'm not so sure that there isn't a quick conference call like, listen, fellas, we have to draw a line in the sand. We need to tell our players, don't do this.
Maybe. I do know in history when there have been.
But they've never gambled on sports.
No. Well, I was going to say people who have a gambling background have not made it publicly, whose gambling has been.
Oh, I thought you were going to say there have been guys with problems that have gotten drafted in the supplemental draft, which you're correct.
Yeah.
But we haven't had a guy who's going into the supplemental draft with this
kind of background. So it would be a precedent. I do think he'll get drafted. I think some greedy, not greedy, but desperate NFL team will take him.
Oof. That'll be.
And give up a 27 pick in the same round, right?
Yeah, I mean, you think would you? I wouldn't give a pick. I would make the statement, and I would publicly make a statement. I want to be clear. Anybody messes with gambling on this franchise, you're out. So you don't gamble on the games. You go want to play blackjack, go play blackjack. Michael Jordan did it. Remember when they sweated the idea that Michael Jordan drove down to Atlantic City?
Yeah, I do.
That was a deal. Like that's why he didn't go play baseball. They suspended him for 2 years. They just didn't want everybody to know. If you're young, you don't remember that part, but that was the popular, conspiracy theory of that, because he went and played blackjack,
right?
Not gambled on the Bulls.
Right, that's right.
I mean,
hey, but the other thing we should talk about here, though, is Cincinnati's culpability. University of Cincinnati.
Talking about getting a free pass.
Well, so now who was it that was speaking for Sorsby saying that Cincinnati knew that he was gambling on his own team? What?
Yeah.
And Cincinnati's not going to be held responsible for this?
Well, when you've to go back to a term I used earlier, castrated the NCAA, who's going to investigate him?
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous. Let's take a break. One more with Blair Kirkhoff from the Kansas City Star, College Insider. He's brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. You can find them online at framekc.com. Kansas City's best when it comes to framing your sports memorabilia is Art and Frame Warehouse. They're at 92nd and Metcalf. Mention 810. You can get some extra savings on memorabilia, shadow boxes. They do a fantastic job on everything. Baseballs, bats. If you've got memorabilia and you want it displayed perfectly, if you got family photos and you want it displayed perfectly, go to Art and Frame Warehouse online at framekc.com.
The program with Soren.
Welcome back here in the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHP, talking to Blair Kirkhoff. One more with Blair, our college insider from the Kansas City Star. He's brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. Michael and his staff are the best. Tell them you heard about it right here on 810. I highly encourage you to have them deliver and install anything you get framed there. Plus, everything comes with a lifetime warranty. Experts in sports memorabilia, experts in framing. They buy in bulk, but they which keeps the prices down. But they get the very best quality. Warehouse prices, gallery quality. It's at Art and Frame Warehouse. Protect your collection. Go to framekc.com. So what happens now with Texas Tech? Is it like, okay, they get a little noogie and then they're back in full standing, or is this something that they don't live down for years to come?
No, I think that ultimately they'll be judged by having made the right decision here. They did the right thing. They did the wrong thing, and then faced a lot of public pressure. And did the right thing.
I mean, Iraq eventually quit fighting. Eventually the Nazis quit fighting. History doesn't. Eventually.
The whole world.
And yes, I am making a joke and a massive exaggeration. Texas Tech was not war or anything like that.
But coming around to a realization is different than being forced into one.
Yeah. I think they finally went, literally every gun's pointed at us.
That's right. From the school whose motto is guns up, Yeah.
Which is accurate because that's about where they were pointing, straight up in the air. Well, everybody else put it right in their face.
Yeah. Look, this I don't think it's going to change anything on the field about them, and I think they're still going to be the overwhelming Big 12 favorite. The best chance for the conference to have a team, do a little damage in the college football playoff, which the conference is still waiting for that team to do a little damage in the college football playoff, and it'll be interesting to see how schools feel about them. The athletic directors sit in meetings with each other, and it'd be interesting to know what those conversations are about. What is it that Gene Taylor said a couple weeks ago? His response to Texas Tech, some choice words for them.
Yeah.
I imagine Tech, they certainly didn't make any friends during all this, and we'll see how that unfolds. But I don't know if there's any tangible change from this. From just is it going to be business as usual? We'll see.
I mean, I don't. Money talks. So as long as Cody Campbell keeps paying,
yeah.
I mean, they're going to keep getting talent. I don't think kids are going to be like, oh, geez, I don't want to go there. But I do think that the lasting effect could be that if the Big Ten and the SEC go, we're going to each go to 20. We're going to bring 40 schools. They're not going to be one of the 6.
Yeah, that could be. That absolutely could be, just the way that they, handled this situation and tried to explain their way out of it. That video that they made with the president and athletic and Kirby and coach, that'll live forever now.
Well, shouldn't that end their careers?
I don't think it's a good look.
I mean, I think if you're Texas Tech, you don't necessarily do it tomorrow. If you did it tomorrow, it'd make a big statement. But when the president's on board, you've got people, their careers are damaged goods. I mean, everybody involved in that.
Well, outside of Lubbock, it is. I mean, I think there's still,
for sure.
There's still heroes inside of the tech community. The social media commenting I saw on it was tech against the world. This really was, and you had fans from other schools, squabbling with tech fans, and that's why I said earlier.
But what do you think that does to their, a big part of, when I did talk to, I can't remember who it was who wrote the story about how he's from the Athletic and all the, the Gateway Project KU has, everybody's doing that. Wake's got one, Tennessee's got one, all mixed use development stuff now going on around the stadiums is the new big thing. And one of the things he said is that he kept hearing over and over again, the author, was that, we're not just doing this to get athletes. We're doing this to get students. We're trying to generate revenue, but we're also trying to create a wonderful playground so that students want to come. So we're trying to get, if you're a prospective student in Texas and you've just listened to the last 3 months, Does Tech look like an attractive place when everybody else, if you're like, I could go either way. I could go to Tech. I could go to UT. I could go to Baylor. I could go to TCU. I could go to Houston. I could go wherever. It really was everybody against them. Well, I would think that'd be like, yeah, I'm going to cross them off.
Maybe.
And they may see like a downturn in enrollment.
I was going to say, I wonder if the average student thinks about football when they make their decision. I think maybe not in a lot of places, but in Texas, I suspect that's on the list. They're going to the games, cheering for your team. I don't know. It'll be. This was a bad couple of weeks for Texas Tech, and we talked about it earlier. How will Patrick Mahomes? I really am looking forward to hearing if he has thoughts that he's willing to share about it, because his brand could have been seriously damaged if Tech had continued to fight this thing, almost to the point where he would maybe have to make a decision about how much he wanted to be associated with the school. Or maybe he was all in on it. We don't know. We talk to him about it.
It will be interesting if we see him in St. Joe. He's like, that's bogus, dog. What's the big deal? Should have been playing. I don't think that'll be.
I don't think that'll be it.
I don't think so either. Blair, always great talking to you. We appreciate it. We will do it again next week.
Sounds good.
Our man Blair Kirkhoff from the Kansas City Star, brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. You can find them online at framekc.com. Gallery quality at warehouse prices. They're the very best when it comes to framing sports memorabilia. You can find them online at framekc.com. Again, that's framekc.com, or head on over and see them in person. They're right there at 92nd and Metcalf. Tell them you heard about it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
It's time for the La Feta Italian Delicatessen end of the hour question. Located on the southeast corner of 143rd and Metcalf. La Feta Delicatessen. Bread made fresh each morning, coupled with the freshest ingredients and sauces created in-house for you each and every day.
All right, on this date in 1975, Fred Lynn had 10 RBI in a game for the Red Sox. What player holds the Royals' single-season RBI record? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Spring's here, and the 2026 CF Moto lineup is arriving now at Shawnee Cycle and Power Sports, including the U10 Pro Z4.
Fourth quarter of the program begins right now as we finish strong here on a Thursday. Thanks for joining us here on Sports Radio 810 WHP. Still to come. Still even more to come. David Lesky from Inside the Crown will be with us to talk some Royals baseball. Petro, Siebel, Collier, Thunderdome with you here on a Thursday. Let's get started with some Royals baseball. Royals back at it tonight against the Cardinals, 6:40 on Royals TV. Royals minus 118 favorite. Noah Cameron on the bump. He goes against Matthew Liberatore.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Cameron getting a little respect finally.
Absolutely. I've seen a number of pitching matchups over the last couple of weeks that I would have thought would have been a little more favorable to the Royals. Obviously, that's people not really having faith in the team as a whole. That's the first. I was surprised that he was favored. I thought they'd be a dog tonight.
Yeah, at
least a slight dog. St. Louis is good.
They are good, but so is Noah Cameron.
Yeah, and they'll be backed by some fans.
You think there's going to be a little red in the stands?
I think there's going to be quite a bit of red.
Yeah,
I think people are going to be Royals fans who make it tomorrow night are going to be dismayed at how much red there is.
A bit of a throwback to the yesteryear of when the stadium was quite red during the calls. We had a stretch there where the Royals were kicking dirt in the Cardinals' face because they were the better team. That has flipped quickly this year.
And it could be even worse because with no game on Saturday, any fans from St. Louis who wanted to see a game this weekend and wanted to see a night game are going to go tomorrow night. So it could be a lot.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where it goes. Like we said, Noah Cameron, a mild favorite. Royals got a fine pitching performance yesterday from Luinder Avila, one that I did not expect. I thought, Cat was out of the bag. They'd figured him out. He was walking way too many guys. Didn't make it out of the first his last time out. Instead, he goes 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 91 pitches, 59 strikes. Luinder Avila. Gave him an outing. I don't even know how to say it anymore. Well, it's an outing they really needed. For what?
Yeah, right.
To get to the next day?
Yeah.
To post 9 innings?
To avoid a sweep.
Right. But Matt Quatrero was impressed with Avila's outing.
First hitter of the game, he gets to a 3-ball count, really executes an off-speed pitch 3-2, and I think that, at least in that moment, kind of settled him in a little bit, and his efficiency was a lot better. Obviously, stuff looked outstanding throughout.
If he walks the leadoff guy, who knows where it goes, but maybe it's a sign of growth.
Night and day, the difference between what he was last time out versus what he was yesterday. Matt Quatrero was asked about the biggest difference for Avila compared to that start Friday against Houston.
Command, or control. He's not a guy that's on every corner all the time. He's got power stuff, but the slider looked better today for sure, and it got swing and miss. When you get a lead, too, and you attack and you get an easier inning, the second inning, I think he was at 27 after 2, something like that, and yeah, I think he knows he's good. He had a rough outing last time. There's no reason to keep dwelling on it. It's over. That happens to everybody in the big leagues.
Yeah. He didn't really give himself a chance to pitch with the big league on Friday because he gave up 9 in the first. He's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And you said, earlier in that statement, he said, well, he's not a guy that pitches on the corners. Yeah.
We could tell.
Hence the walks. He's not, he's more throwing than pitching.
Yeah.
Right? And so can you refine that, or do you need to say, we're not going to get there. Let's strip these 2 things down. Just get these 2 things working.
Yes.
Let's attack with a 2-pitch arsenal, and let's just be a reliever. And right now they don't have that option. I don't care what Luinder Avila does right now. He's going to start. Bailey Falter was a disaster. There's nowhere else to go. They have nobody else in AAA that warrants it. He's the guy.
Yeah.
And you just have to live with it and hope he doesn't blow up the bullpen by having one of those outings like he did on Friday. So I'm in no way saying, get him out of there because they don't have another option.
All right.
But he needs to start. Now it's on him. We had to call, who was it? It wasn't Ted. It was whoever called after Ted. It was Don, who's the problem is the manager and that coaching staff. The problem is not the manager with Luinder Avila. He gets the baseball. He gets to throw it wherever he wants. It's on him.
Yep.
So, if he wants to be a starter, now's the time, son. Make it happen now.
He needs to find ways to throw pitches that aren't in the strike zone but look like strikes.
Yeah.
Don't throw – if he's in the zone, it's right down the middle, and having control is not going to help him if it's middle all the time.
Top of the order to start the sixth. Matt Quatraro decides to keep Luanda Avila in the game. He was asked about sending him out to face the top of that Washington order a third time.
I felt good about it. I mean, it certainly felt better when we scored 2 to make it 6, but he was going to go back out even if it was still 4. Probably would have been a little bit shorter leash if that had been the case. But regardless, I mean, the way his stuff was playing and the swings he was getting, I felt good about it.
I didn't
either. I thought it was a ticking time bomb, but they were able to navigate through it, so it was the right decision. You're in the get it right business, and they've worked that pen a lot because of partially that blow up on Friday. So you needed to get some length. So I don't mind the decision, but you didn't feel good about it until maybe you got to the 6-run lead. Like you could not have felt good about it before then.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, particularly because the top of the Washington lineup is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And they're one of the higher scoring teams in baseball because of it, and he got it done.
Kylie McDaniel, you hear on the Zone on a regular basis. His 2026 from ESPN, his 2026 MLB mock draft is out. The Royals picking 6, Eric Booth Jr., center fielder, Oak Grove High School in Mississippi. The write-up, the Royals can afford to wait and shoot for upside, given their big league team payroll and past draft tendencies. With everyone on the table and one player left in the consensus top 6 talents, Booth is the best option here. Right behind this pick, sorting through the similar options will become very difficult. So the thing that I take away from Kylie McDaniel is there are 6 premium talents. So no excuses. This isn't the 4 pitchers, well, we better take Bubba. At least according to Kylie McDaniel's eye. As we know in the Bubba Starling draft, well, there's really just 4 guys, and, of course, we're stuck picking 5th. If we could have had any of those 4th. You're right, because George Springer and Francisco Lindor, who went right after, they weren't good. I had a general manager tell me there are good players in every draft. It's our job to find them. And I'm sure that will be the mindset of the Kansas City Royals going in. And I feel pretty good with the way they've been picking the last couple of years. Yeah. And upside high school talent, Bridges goes that direction, maybe more than the analytic world would like. But if the premium college talent is off the board, then taking the best high school guy is a worthwhile gamble.
Yep.
But they're still trying to fill that system.
For sure.
But I would say that if they take a high school player, they're not thinking about a regime change. They're not worried about their jobs. Yeah. Or they're just like, I'm going to fire what I think is right to the very end, whether people like it or not. Because if you take another high school player, they already took high school guys up at the top last year. Like, that's a slow burn, right, to get those guys to the big leagues. It's not Jack Caglione, where less than 12 months later, you're like, get him up, get him to the big leagues.
You got to know you're going to be around a while, or, as you said, not really care about it. We're doing the right thing.
Yeah. By the way, Jeff Passan reporting that Major League Baseball proposed widespread changes to its amateur entry system that would cut signing bonuses by more than $150 million annually, make high school players ineligible for the first domestic draft, and institute an international draft. The proposal, made at a collective bargaining meeting with the MLB Players Association today, called for the domestic draft to be shortened from 20 to 12 hard-slotted rounds and the amateur signing bonus pool to be nearly halved to $200 million. What do we think? That's a lot to get your arms around.
It is.
When I say it to you, I'm going to read it again.
I've always wanted the domestic or the
international draft. Yeah.
Keep you from having to pay big money.
I don't mind the cutting of the signing bonuses, because if you look at the quantity of guys that are getting $2 or $3 million to do nothing, what this is though, but let's make note of it. Make high school players ineligible for the first domestic draft and institute an international draft. So you can only take college players.
Yeah, that first thing kind of swims by you a little bit. You go, wait.
I mean, it's basically going to an NBA and NFL model, and maybe after 1 year, I mean, I think if you're going to do that, you would have to get you have to have the players have to collectively sign off on it, and they would have to sign off. Now, what's the age? Is it 1 year out of high school? Is it 19? Is it 20? Like, they can say that as a grouping out of high school, but if you don't get out of high school till 19 and a half, then are you eligible? I would think yes. I think there's probably going to be a date on the calendar where you got to go to college or don't. But what are they doing? They're shifting the low minors to college. They're trying to follow the NBA and NFL model of getting college baseball to pay for their minor leagues, which I think college baseball to this point has been nothing but happy to do. Right? Now, the idea is, I'm sure, as you move further down the road into what the negotiations are, and that $150 million we'll bring up and spend as part of the salary cap. So instead of us, I'm just going to say it, pissing away $150 million, which is what they're going to probably point to. Look, here's all the money we spent on guys who get 50 big league at-bats or 15 innings or less. All that money goes to them. We don't want to give that to them anymore. We'll give it to you because you guys can play. The old guys always sell out the young guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so I think this will happen. Now, the flip side is the players are going to push for free agency in quicker than 6 years. And maybe stricter rules about, massaging that. Maybe it'll be okay, your service time starts when you're drafted. If we're not going to have high school guys, it starts when you're drafted, and your control now becomes 7 years total. So if you draft a guy at 19, at 26, he's a free agent. You draft him at 20, 27 he is. Or maybe it'll be, okay, we'll give you the 6 years, but it's 6 years from the time he's drafted. If he's going to go to college and maybe he plays 2 years and he comes out and he's 20, you have 6 years of control from when he's drafted. Or the rest of that season in 5. Right? Yeah. That's what I think is going to be the fight on that.
Could be I
think there's a common ground to find where it could be good for both sides.
Yeah, but it's still even something that both sides agree on is going to amount to pretty fundamental change. One of the first that significant for that part of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right. Little World Cup action for you tonight. Tonight we've got, Canada and Qatar. That is at 5. Is that just started? Is that up underway right now?
Must just be.
That get going? Just got going. Canada and Qatar. Canada minus 340.
1-0 bottom of the first. Just kidding. Just when you say underway, it's like a baseball game.
Canada minus 340. Qatar plus 950, the draw plus 450 if you want to bet that. Then Mexico versus South Korea at 8 in Guadalajara. That one is on Fox. FS1 for Canada and Qatar. Big Fox for Mexico and South Korea. They want the big Mexican audience.
Yeah.
I think we can see what's going on there. Earlier today, South Africa and Czechia 1-1. They have a draw. And then Switzerland 4-1 over Bosnia-Herzegovina.
By the way, it is 1-0 Canada in the 17th minute, which is kind of like the bottom of the first.
Yeah, it is. Good point.
Well played. Far off as I
well
thought.
Played. Christian Pulisic continues to work separately from the rest of the team. The U.S. kicks off against Australia at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, 2 o'clock tomorrow.
So about 21 hours.
Yeah.
Till they kick off. He walked into practice to join a pre-warm-up huddle with a wrap around his ailing left calf, accompanied by performance medical staffers, and then went to the gym and did not train with his teammates. The U.S. coach is expected to speak on Pulisic's status in his news conference later this hour.
About a half an hour from now.
About a half hour from now. So if we get some new information on that,
yeah,
we will let you know. Let's hear from Taylor Twellman, ESPN soccer analyst, on the Rich Eisen show today. Twellman was asked how Australia compares to Paraguay as an opponent.
Australia is going to be a little bit of a different threat. There's 2 attacking players for Australia that can flat out burn. But on the counter, they're going to be a different threat than Paraguay was. So Tim Ream's going to be tested athletically. This is where Chris Richards and his, I would say, inclusion into the national team and being a real focal point and leader at center back helps them. They're a different type of threat. However, it's a similar type of approach. They're going to make the game very, very disjointed. They're going to have numbers behind the ball. And so you've got to have some ingenuity off the ball. I thought Pulisic was unplayable in the first 45 minutes, and he didn't even need the ball to be the best player on the field in those moments. But Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, if it's Tillman again, if it's Pepe and Balogun, we don't know how they're going to approach this if Pulisic doesn't play. They've just got to be, I know this is going to sound like an oxymoron, they've got to be very, very patient but chaotic.
I don't know enough about the ins and outs of soccer to know exactly what that would look like. But Taylor Twellman's not a dope. So I
no,
assume
he's
there's
not a
something
dope. He's
to
a
it.
really good analyst, but that's a tough one to get your arms around.
It is.
Be patiently chaotic.
Yes.
I think we get what he's saying. They're going to have to get back.
Yes.
Right? That's what they're going to have to get back. I think maybe it's patient on offense, chaotic on defense.
Yes.
Might be a little bit more the way I would look at it. All right, also on the Rich Eisen show, Twellman went on. Of course, the hydration breaks have been a big topic. He said FIFA's taken a good idea and made it a bad one.
This did not start this tournament. It started in 22.
Okay.
Because it was 105 degrees outside. And it is a real player safety issue. Absolutely. The problem is now it's not about that. This is capitalism. And listen, just own it. Just say it. Here's my rebuttal. And having done games with a million hydration breaks, and I've done this a million times, stay in the stadium. That's the hard part for me. If the hydration break is going on and you are giving me the coaches' conversations, the players, the tactics, the changes, it does not take away from the game as much as watching a Michelob Ultra ad with Christian Pulisic, Lionel Messi, and then coming back to the game. That is the Americanization of what that is.
There it is. Everybody wants to be America. I think that's what it is. Commercials, ads, money, the Americanization. Because there's been no money involved in FIFA. By the way, FIFA's clearly crooked. I mean, their history shows that. But dumb, too, if it took this long to figure out, we could put a commercial break in here. Let's be honest. Not just crooked, dumb also. I still love the World Cup, but
you like the
I call it the way I see it.
Of his compromise there? Just stay there, stay in the stadium and show the teams and do that?
No, I don't like the compromise. If you're going to stay in the only reason to go is to make the money.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to stay in the stadium, why would you stay in the stadium? I mean, soccer is supposed to be about it's a marathon.
Yeah.
Is it a marathon or not? If it's not, let's have timeouts then. Let's go to quarters. Like, to me, listen, I'm not saying.
Doesn't the clock run during the
yeah,
break?
but they add that time on, so it's still a break.
That's why every game's got
soccer has
3 more
no
minutes.
breaks
Yeah.
other than when guys roll around on the field. We know it does.
Right.
And if you're standing over by the sideline, they'll hand you a water bottle. So it's not without. But if you're playing on the far side, whenever that guy gets up, they're going to be like, "All right, let's go." You can't necessarily book it clear across the field, get your water. I mean, to me, the answer is put water boys all around the field. And when we roll around on the field, acting like we're hurt, and there's a stoppage, get over to the sideline and get your water.
I guess that's
still going to be tough if you're on the middle of the field.
I'm noticing that the extra time at the end of each half is like that's a big number. They're adding it on the hydration break. aren't they?
But just for the non-soccer fan, I think this is a bigger. If they're going to change this and basically make it quarters, if they're going to do this is a bigger change for this sport than a pitch clock was for baseball. It alters the sport more than making a pitcher get up there. Because like we've said about that all along, play the game. You're eliminating the part where they're not playing the game, right? But you're not altering how they play the game. Now, if you want to say, well, it's harder on the starting pitchers, okay, you're right. Happen to go instead of sit there and fiddle around with the rosin bag, and take a deep breath and step off and all your crap. Yeah, I think it's probably more taxing. Some pitchers will be like, I'm better because I'm in a rhythm. But it's probably more taxing. But this takes away the taxation of the players. So, I don't know. I think it's going to happen. Let's talk to David Lesky. He joins us next here in the program.
The program with Soren Petro.
Dumbass.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Listen, Curtis Siebold, where were you, Curtis? I can't remember. You were at the KC Business Journal Awards dinner, and Ryan came up to Curtis and said, hey, Art and Frame, those guys are no joke. They're legit. And that Petro discount, thank you. That is nice. That's right. If you mention that you heard about it right here on 810, you can get an extra discount. Mention 810 when you walk into Art and Frame Warehouse and get major discounts on sports memorabilia and custom shadow boxes. You can check them out online at framekc.com. Gallery quality at warehouse prices. See, they can buy in bulk too, just like those big box stores. But nobody at the big box stores takes the time and effort, nor has the skill, the quality that Art and Frame does. the different designs that they can put for the framing that highlight it. You know, you want to take in a Chiefs player, you know, or a Chiefs jersey. They can get you a photo of that player in action in one corner, maybe a headshot in the other. Then the border is the perfect match of colors to go with it. Then put that museum glass on top of it where it cuts down on the glare. UV protection glass as well, where it's protecting the jersey. And they never poke holes in it either. Listen, your sports memorabilia is important to you. It's your collection. Protect it by using the best, using Art and Frame Warehouse. Go to framekc.com today or just get to 92nd and Metcalf. Michael and his staff are absolute experts. They'll even deliver and install, plus everything comes with a lifetime warranty. So if you've got sports memorabilia and you're not displaying it properly, or you've got some crappy frame, then get to Art and Frame Warehouse today. Come on! What are you doing? Check them out online at framekc.com. Art and Frame Warehouse. Protect your collection.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you
We roll on here in the fourth quarter of the program. Petro Seabolt Collier. We welcome David Lesky from Inside the Crown. He joins us here in the program. David, how are you, sir?
I am great. How are you?
Yep. Doing good. Enjoying having baseball and World Cup. We just had NBA and NHL finals, and then we roll right into the World Cup to go along with baseball. Got College World Series going on. It shuts down now until Saturday for the championship, Oklahoma and North Carolina. So it's pretty fun. But pretty soon we're going to hit, I guess really the World Cup's going to walk us right up to training camp, isn't it?
Pretty close.
July 11th is the round of base with the finals.
I think it's like a week between the end of that and training camp.
Yeah, pretty good sports year. We'll have the Ladies World Cup next year to do the same thing. So, and then a lot of years we have Olympics. But usually the Olympics are kind of coinciding with training camp. So, wish the Olympics would be in this time. But they're usually mid-August when they get going, aren't they? That's what I feel like, isn't it?
Let me see.
Well, last year it was mid-August.
They should just do a 3-month Olympics.
I agree.
Just late May, Memorial Day to Labor Day.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
And July 26th to August 11th of 24.
Nope. I'm gonna.
I'm
gonna fix the Olympics right now.
I like it.
Done.
I like what you're doing. How are you going to fix the Royals?
That's impossible.
I mean, we were talking about earlier today, the Jeff Passan and Kylie McDaniel article where they ranked the top 100 trade candidates. The Royals had 9 guys. So did the Tigers, by the way. 7 for the Twins. I just eyeballed the other Central Division teams and where they were of those that they thought would be sellers. Here we go. Starling Marte, 97. Alex Lang, 87. Lane Thomas, 73. Matt Strom, 69. John Schreiber, 61. Chris Bubich, 42. Daniel Lynch, 35. Seth Lugo, 22. Michael Wacha, 18. Complaints?
Lane Thomas feels low.
That's what I thought too.
Because, I mean, go back to, I don't know who with the Phillies was talking about, or maybe it was a writer about the Phillies. They were talking about how there are so few right-handed bats who can hit a lefty. And that was, I can't remember when that, anyway, it was this year, so it doesn't matter. And it was one of those things that you go, well, the Royals have a right-handed bat who can hit a lefty. Like the power hadn't really been there for Lane Thomas until June, and he's been really good. I'm trying to pull up his numbers right now since June or in this month, but he's still a guy who gets on base against lefties at the very least. Can play all 3 outfield positions. I don't think he has the best base running instincts. We'll call a spade there, but he's fast.
And he can play center field.
He can play, he plays center field competently.
I said can. That thrives.
He's there. He stands there better than Starling Marte would at this point in his career. Real quick, his June numbers: 267, 389, 556. 73? That just seems low to me. And look, his overall numbers are what they are too. But if you're trading for a player who will be a free agent, I don't know that you. I mean, trends feel more important to me than the overall numbers. Don't you think? Because you don't need to project this guy out for 3 years. You project him out for 3 months.
Okay,
So-
maybe there are names that could be on those lists, but they don't make the top 100. What other names would you add to this list that you would make available that aren't on here?
You said Schreiber's on it, right?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, you could argue that Cole Reagan should be on there. I wouldn't, because I think you're selling low at that point, and it's just a bad argument. I think that, not a bad argument, bad trade potential, because, I mean, do you really? It's trade 101. He doesn't have to be moved because he's got team control. He went on the IL with a near 5 ERA. They don't even know what's wrong with him. And what do you? I think if you want to argue he's healthy but pitching to a 5 ERA, okay, because you might be trading low on a performance base, but you're trading the upside of his arm, what he's done in the past. But him not even being on the mound and not knowing what's wrong, I mean, that's the weirdest thing about his injury right now is they don't even know what's wrong. I think Quintero talked about it again today. We're trying to figure it out. MRI came back and there was nothing that showed anything. So I don't know how you can trade Cole Reagans. without getting. It's not even pennies on the dollar. I mean, it's penny on the dollar maybe. And at that point, why not just keep him?
Yeah, but Kenny, I mean, do you think there's any I don't think you trade Cole Reagans unless he gets healthy and can show that he's healthy.
If he gets healthy, I think that's a different story. And you could say, well, Chris Bubic is on that list. Yes, but he's also a free agent at the end of the year. So there's a difference there.
Yeah, I think with Bubic, I really think I think Chris Bubic is on the list because it's like, well, he hasn't been ruled out past the deadline.
Right.
And the Royals have shopped him already this past offseason, so they would shop him again, which is why I object to Cole Reagans not being on this list unless this is, well, we didn't put him on the list because we don't think he's coming back. We don't think he's coming back this year, or we definitely don't think he's coming back before the break. I mean, I do think it's telling, or, and I think this is definitely, I think it might be both. He's not going to be back, and the Royals, in conversations that Jeff Passan and/or Kylie McDaniel have had, the Royals have made it clear we're not trading Cole Reagans, which I think is a mistake.
If that's the case,
I'm not saying you have to trade him, but you can't say he's untouchable.
You have to listen.
Yes.
Or even make a call. You don't have to just listen. But I wonder, is it possible? I don't know. Obviously, I haven't talked to either of the two who made the list. But is it possible that it's, hey, look, we can't trade him right now, so we're not even going to offer. It's not a possibility because we've talked and nobody wants Cole Reagans for the value, even half the value of what we wanted for him in the offseason. I think that's very possible because of the struggles and of the injury right now. And then the one other guy I would look at, I mean, there are a couple other guys. Kyle Isbell, teams wanted him last year. The problem is we don't know when he's going to play again.
Yeah, he's hurt
that's
too.
a bad injury. Nick Lofton's a guy who, in the past, I know the Mariners and Dodgers have both been interested in him. I don't know how much that interest was. I don't know if it was like, hey, we'd love to have him for cash considerations, and the Royals were like, well, no, we're going to go ahead and see what he can do. But he could be a guy. But the third guy, Michael Massey, I think you're selling high right now with the power surge he's got. I can see the argument to keep for sure because he plays really good second base defense. He does give you some power. He doesn't get on base, but he hits the ball over the wall. But he's healthy right now. And the second that that's not going to stay.
I've been waiting for that traditional Massey answer to the hot streak with the 20-game bad streak, and still waiting.
Still waiting on the bad, but maybe the bad streak comes with, my back hurts now.
Yeah, maybe the bad streak comes after somebody.
Yeah,
somebody who doesn't. Well, they probably know that stat too. We'll take a shot.
They do, but at the same time, how many second basemen have Michael Massey has a 500 slugging percentage in his last 150 plate appearances, something like that. So there aren't a lot of second basemen who can do that. I would, if I'm the Royals, I would say, look, I love Michael Massey. He's a great teammate. He's a really good defender. I wouldn't call him a great defender. Hits for power. Is it going to get better than this? And is there a contender who says, look, the bottom of our lineup needs some pop. This is a guy we can keep for, I think he's got 3 more years of control. I might be off on that. It might be 4, but whatever it is, we're going to give you a nice deal on that. And I think he's a guy. I think you could argue, or Seg, it's similar to the Reagans. I feel like Lucas Urseg is destined to be a throw-in and a deal right now, which that's not great use of what his value could have been. But the reality is what it is.
Well, doesn't this have to be part of the, lesson as well? And that is, I'm all for giving the team you put together that you thought could be good every opportunity to be good. But all these injuries again, I mean, like if they had called it quits earlier, then you maybe get Chris Bubic traded before he gets hurt.
Yeah.
You get Cole Reagans traded before he gets hurt. I mean, I don't think Bubic didn't pitch at the end of last year. Cole Reagans did, and there was real interest in him. That whatever interest was there, whatever value other teams had on him, barring him coming back and making 15 starts, which is almost no chance now because we're barreling into half the season.
Well, he's got
soon.
18 more days now because he's on the 60-day.
Yeah.
At a minimum.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, in all likelihood, he's not coming back anytime soon. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to get some kind of let's show that he's healthy, which is what you did last year. And the value's gone. Like you're in the get it right business, and you've got to flip pitching.
Yeah, you do. And I will say, I both understand why they didn't make the trade with the Red Sox. The Red Sox wanted Reagans and for Jarren Duran. I don't think I would have made that trade. But also today, they should have made that trade. So I understand why they didn't do it then, but also you look today and we have the benefit of knowing what has happened since then, and it was the wrong decision.
but you're also supposed to see over
absolutely
the horizon,
yeah,
to a degree, as much as you can, and you know what Cole Reagan says after starts. Yeah. You know what he looks like. Does he look like a guy who's in pain when his arm is on ice on a regular basis? Well, then this is a ticking time bomb. Right? Like, you have all this data on what the spin rates are, what the velocity is. Was he really that good at the end of the year? Or was it basically a glorified spring training game late in September where he was amped, but he was going up against a team that was hurt? I don't even remember who he pitched in those last
One was
two
against
games.
the Mariners, so that one I think is real.
Were the Mariners locked up, though?
No, it was before then.
Okay.
It was while they were surging, actually. I remember that because I was there, and I remember being in awe that he had 10 swings and misses in the first inning, which was wild, that game. But the other thing about that, too, you talk about spring training. He only threw, 13 innings in those 3 starts. And the first one was like 3 innings. You can air it out when you go 3 innings. You don't have to plan for 6, 7, 8 innings as a starter. So there is a difference there. And I think it's totally fair to look back and say they made a mistake. But I also think that, we can have the nuance of saying, I get why they didn't do it, but also they were wrong. And they're judged on whether they're right or wrong, and they were wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you have to get to a point where you feel comfortable that you can develop enough pitching that when somebody comes to offer you things that you can use to finish off the roster, you move pitching because you have more coming.
Well, they're fine. They got Randy Dobnak, so they're good to go.
Championship.
I mean,
which, by the way, every team has to make moves like that. I think it's funny that people get mad about those moves, but
yeah,
it's also funny to make fun of the move.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but I do think this needs to be a lesson. Like I think, and we've said this a number of times on our Kaufman Corner podcast, that this, I think as they head into the trade deadline, they should be armed with the freedom that they don't have to keep this core together.
Yeah.
Not all of it. I'm not saying you have to blow it up. But if you told me you were going to blow it up, I'd be like, okay, interesting. Why? Let me know. And I could be convinced. I'm never afraid to blow it up because I watched the A's blow it up and be good 2.5 years later.
Less
all
than
the
that
time.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't believe they're blowing it up. This seems premature. And then you're like, God, they're going to suck for a while. And you're like, the A's are 7 over 500 right now. You're like, I thought they were going to blow for like 6 years, and they're already back.
But also the difference between the Royals and A's, at least those A's,
that the A's make lots of trades, that they're super aggressive,
but I'm
that
saying,
they don't.
If the Royals did that, the difference is I could see them blowing it up, going out and making a bunch of trades, then going to the free agent market, buying a bunch of mid-range guys to try to compete while those other guys you traded for are coming through, and having better seasons in those years than the A's because they wouldn't spend any money.
And and trading those guys, the Aroldis Chapman moves.
Yes,
the Royals to me ought to be, and that's where I wonder what John Sherman and the ownership is telling J.J. Piccolo, because Piccolo has proven to be a pretty good horse trader.
Yeah.
So let's make more of them. The more trades you make, I mean, I've always said, as a general manager, you don't have to fleece the opposition, but 2 out of every 3 of your trades should be beneficial to you. If you can do better than that, great. But if you are that good, then the way to make your team better is to make more trades.
Keep doing it, especially if it's 1 for 2s.
Where do you sit on the whole chemistry thing? Like the accountability aspect. One of the calls we took earlier as well. Well, think about this. Let's talk about this. How much do the Royals overprotect their players? And should there be a little bit more public flogging from management of the Royals? We'll talk about that. David Lesky is with us from Inside the Crown.
The program with Soren Petro.
Travis? Hey, how are you? All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen, if you are looking for the ultimate in smart home technology, in-home automation, if you're looking for in-home theaters, how about smart office technology? Yes, more and more the work that Applause Custom Sight and Sound does, integrating everybody in an office with rocket-fast Wi-Fi, televisions wherever it's necessary, maybe to promote your product. Maybe it's for that conference room where you can video chat with anybody anywhere around the world, bring everybody together, really put on a tremendous display for your clients in a presentation setting. Applause Custom Sight and Sound does that as well. Maybe you just want your very own sports bar in your basement. If you're looking for your ultimate football theater, that's what I wanted. Applause Custom Sight and Sound's been doing it for more than 20 years and doing it better than anybody else. Cutting edge technology, the best when it comes to craftsmanship. When they install something, there's no wires. It looks perfect. Go back into the area where all the wires come together into that main rack. It looks like it's like a NASA room. It's unbelievable. Their craftsmanship is fantastic. The technology is outstanding, and they've been in business for more than 20 years. So you know when you want to add on or change or maybe you move, Applause Custom Sight and Sound will be there to help you. I'm going to tell you, if you've got an automated house from Applause Custom Sight and Sound, it'll help you sell that house as well. I know we sold our house, our old house, in about 3 hours. That's right, 3 hours. And Applause was instrumental in making that happen. Call Applause today, 913-498-1183, or find them on the web. It's applausetheater.com. Again, that's applausetheater.com. For the very best in in-home theaters, for the very best in smart home technology, your surveillance, your security as well. All wired right into your hand. It's Applause Custom Sight and Sound. Online at applausetheater.com.
Les Norman here. I want to invite you to tune into my show, Breaking the Norm. Every week, my special guests join and we cover the brightest and most compelling side of sports. Inspiration, heart, and a whole lot of positivity from people who have lived life differently. Athletes, entertainers, and people like you and me, sharing their stories of challenges they've overcome, experiences that uplift, motivate, and celebrate the good side of sports and life. Breaking the Norm is presented by TruckMovers.com and First Federal Bank of Kansas City. Every Saturday on Sports Radio 810 at 7 a.m. and Tuesdays at 4 p.m. on ESPN Kansas City. If you're caring for
All right, the La Feta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. I wrote the right question, read the wrong question. This date, 1975, Fred Lynn had 10 RBIs in a game for the Red Sox. I was going to ask what player holds the Royals' single-game record for RBI.
Did we listen back? Was I right?
And I said single-season record.
I can give you both.
He didn't.
What were the guesses? Never mind. We got to press forward. Who were the answers?
Well, the single season Sweeney in 2000, 144,
Right.
and Moose was on September 12th, 2015, 9.
Well done.
It was the day after his birthday.
Yep.
That's why you go inside the crown, people, with David Lesky.
He knows stuff.
In Baltimore. It was a rain delay game, and my in-laws were at the other place to watch an Iowa game, and I was like, I'll come after the game. I got there at like the fourth quarter.
Yeah, makes sense.
Nice.
La Feta Italian Delicatessen, get you some on your way home. You hungry right now? Get to La Feta. They're at the southeast corner of 143rd and Metcalf. Tell them the program sent you. Wonderful, wonderful sandwiches. The Boss, my personal favorite. Go check it out right now. Don't forget, they do charcuterie boards. They cater. Need 24 to 48 hours notice. You can find them online at lafetadeli.com. You know, the Royals go out of their way to never, ever be like, so-and-so's got to perform. Could this team use a little bit more of that? Do they coddle the players too much? Is that a hangover from the Dayton Moore era of, we're going to love them more than anybody else that maybe ends up being detrimental?
I don't know if it's detrimental because I don't know what they're saying behind closed doors. Right? Like I in a lot of ways, I appreciate the fact that they don't get sold out publicly. Because ultimately, does it really matter what they say publicly as long as what they're saying privately is correct?
Right.
The problem is I don't know what they're saying privately. And that is problem is the wrong word. I can't fully answer that because we don't know what they're saying privately. We don't know what the conversation is. I mean, I think back to that game. It was against Boston when Garcia got thrown out at second base. And I said it here. I thought the wording was really interesting that Quatrero used. He said he made the right read. He didn't say he made the right decision. He made the right read. And was he getting screamed at in the clubhouse? Probably. And if he was, I don't care that Matt Quatrero didn't come out in the press conference and say, Maikel Garcia sucks. He needs to be better at that. I mean, yeah, fans want to hear it. I think it would be a little bit of a fan service if they did do a little more of that. And I think it's possible that they are not doing enough of that behind closed doors. I just don't know. I don't know that answer.
I definitely think they need to be more aggressive with their willingness to move guys.
Well, and sorry to interrupt, but
No, go ahead.
to back up, I think that their actions do speak to the point that they may be a little bit that they are not doing enough because, I mean, you think about guys not sitting when they need to sit. Like Salvador Perez has stopped playing as much. He's gotten days off now, not just DH days off, and we'll see how that continues with Pasquantino out now. But he needed to be dropped in the order 6 weeks before he was, and it's Salvador Perez different. He's a different guy, but the actions do speak to the fact that maybe they aren't doing enough.
Yeah, I mean, I would wonder it, and I definitely don't think the idea of not shopping someone. We want to just sit and listen. We're not going to shop anyone because we don't want them hearing their name bandied about.
No, they shouldn't care about that.
You can't worry about that.
If they do, they got to go.
Yeah, I mean that to me is no. Yeah. Like what's best for the team? We have to do it. Period. End of discussion.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, we'll find out. We're creeping ever closer.
6 weeks.
Yeah,
ish.
Get the draft. We'll find out who they take in the draft, and then the big push for making some deals. But
yeah, it's coming.
We'll see what happens against the Cardinals. A red Kauffman Stadium. You're going to see a lot of it again.
I hate it.
Yeah. Great stuff, David. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.